sounds like
doing,
personal
what you're
experience.
watching. What you're watching. No, I mean, something did happen. Something did happen to one of our teammates.
Really?
With the Denver Broncos.
If I guess, will you say yes or no?
And so the
Will
coach,
you tell us off air?
the VJ had to come up to us during a team meeting and say, hey, guys, just a heads up. Whatever you guys watch on these iPads that are for work, we can see.
Wow.
Because
Don't
we can
go on the hub.
That's what I'm saying. We can track what you guys are doing when it comes to watching film.
Oh, my God.
And what did
He
Von
was
say
watching
back to
film.
him? What Von say back to
Vaughn
him?
would just get it. If it was Vaughn, he wouldn't have cared. He would have been like, you enjoyed it? So everybody was laughing, and VJ,
Okay.
Coach Vance was like, look, you guys are grown men. You guys know what you need to do. But, don't use your work computers. Don't use your work iPads to do your business outside of here. So, if they're doing that and Abdul Carter did that, that's insane because they're watching him. They can literally watch him while he's watching the videos.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's disgusting.
No,
Yes.
it's just like the technology is insane.
Yes, I've heard that as well. I was real quick, not to hijack, but I was listening to your guys' conversation
The
about
aliens
coming
yeah.
in.
Yeah, Stoke doesn't
what team are
believe
you
in
on?
aliens. It's so weird.
And I'll just say this, and I don't want to be insulting to Stokely or
Oh, please do.
Anyone else.
So there's only one guy that can insult Stoke. So go ahead, Zach.
Well, I was going to say, okay, so I don't want to tell anyone else how to think. Okay, seriously, believe what you want to believe, do what you want to do, live your life as long as you're not hurting anyone. We've talked about this before. Just live your life. But I don't understand how someone, a human, could have understanding of how vast our universe is. And then simultaneously believe that you're here alone.
Yeah.
And this is where the insulting part could come. And I'm saying, because this is what I believe, and it's not directed at any one person. If you have an understanding of how vast our universe is, and that our planet is like a grain of sand on a beach, quite literally, and if you accept that and have an understanding of that, it is almost arrogant as a human being to think that you are here alone.
Yeah.
It's human arrogance to think that you're here by yourself if you have an understanding of our universe and how vast it is.
Not only are we not alone, we're the dumbest.
We could be.
Yeah. Why do you think they avoid us? Because they're like, oh, those turkeys.
UFOs and how fast they are and the invisible stuff. But I'm with you on that, Zach. If you think we're alone, what are you doing? You're just ignoring it, or you just don't want to know, which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. But listen to this. We are still discovering new species in our oceans.
Yes.
Where we live. And you think that you have it all figured out for the entire galaxy, let alone universe?
Dude, there is a guy on TikTok that I recently started following. He's a fisherman, like a commercial fisherman on the ocean.
Yep. Oh, no.
His whole TikTok is that. We just pulled this out of the ocean. Anybody know what the hell this is? And that's his entire TikTok page.
Man.
Whoa.
It's crazy to see.
Dude, that's insane. And I mentioned this maybe 6 months, a year ago to you guys. We still don't know where blue whales go to mate. We've never seen it.
Yeah.
We've never seen that. And so
That's crazy to think.
Abdul Carter might know.
It is.
Abdul Carter and Zach Bye, because Zach Bye loves whales.
Check out the blowhole on this one.
My God.
But no, it's crazy. So it's again, you believe what you want to believe, and all that. But if you our universe is so massive, it's so massive. We have not begun to understand it. So if again, that goes back to the arrogant part. When you tell me that you're here alone, you're telling me that you have it all figured out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I say this to my mom as well. And again, not to be insulting at all, because I love my mom so much, but she's a staunch Christian and my brother, as well. And I love him so much. My brother talks into a microphone as well.
I didn't know that.
But he's a preacher. He's a junior pastor. He teaches and so he does.
That's awesome.
He does prep. So we'll be doing prep at the same time. He's prepping for his message.
Nice.
But we just see the world completely differently. But I'll say this to my mom. I'm like, Mom, You know how. You tell me. You know how old the Earth is. What happens? What was happening before the Earth was here? What happens after? So you have it all figured out. I'm the person with my hand raised saying, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it takes, I think, a certain level, for me personally, I'm just speaking for myself, a level of humility and self-awareness to be like, no, I don't have it all figured out. Like, I don't know how, like, but then simultaneously, and this is the craziest start to a show ever, but
Sci-fi music on.
but simultaneously, I think it's also insane to think that there was nothing, and then there was just this burst, and then everything came.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, literally, how did we get here?
Dude.
I'm still trying to figure out what
The Big Bang Theory
Phil,
explain.
when a man loves a woman.
So then how did my dad,
This is a deep conversation.
But like try explaining the Big Bang Theory to someone. There was nothing. There was nothingness. And then there's just this combustion out of thin air created by no one with nothing before it. And then it just, we have the universe.
Yeah.
It's like, no. So like, while at the same time, because I don't want to be insulting to any religion or thought process or anything like that, I'm just telling you what I, think. I simultaneously look at these scientists who try to explain our existence, and I'm like, that the intelligent design religion it makes more sense than that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know.
I've got this vision in my head of Zach and his brother in the same house working together, and Zach's brother is preparing a sermon that's going to change people's lives. And then Zach's like, Bo Nix missed Pat Bryant on the third down throw. What the heck, man?
Evan Ingram. How did they get Evan Ingram more involved?
I'm like a lost puppy dog looking at my computer screen waiting for him to type. All right, so is this what we're going to talk about? Okay.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but like you sharing some of those stories, and nowadays, and Cecil, you were referencing this, but I didn't hear you complete the thought because I was walking in here. It's like nowadays we have
Cell
Navy
phones.
SEALs,
Right.
Yeah.
saying
Fighter pilots.
Yeah, fighter pilots collectively saying, we were together. This is what we saw. Now we have videos. Why is that Tic Tac or something that looks like a Tic Tac,
Right.
Flying through the sky with this insane propulsion, but it doesn't have any
motor or anything that's
Any
like
propellant.
a viewable propellant.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And it's like, we have this stuff. So how do you now maybe someone could say, well, that's our own stuff. We're testing.
Yeah.
And I can hear that too. But there's just it goes too far back, and there's too many examples, and there's too many. And I know for every person that says they saw something who didn't, there's 10 other people who said they saw something and they did. And I just,
And there's people who are afraid to say they saw something because people will be like, "You're nuts."
Yeah.
I don't think we're as nuts as people think.
Yeah. So wow. What a
Favorite
conversation.
crosstalk ever. That was awesome.
What a
came
conversation.
first, the chicken or the egg, baby.
All right, great stuff, man. Great
Abdul
stuff.
Carter in his goon room. We got aliens. We got everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Blowholes.
Spank cam, dang.
Oh my gosh. All right, I have a question as it relates to Sean Payton and his standing within the NFL and also in Denver sports that I'll bounce off Phil and you guys coming up next.
It'll be fine by dusk, but I'm telling you, baby.
There's something in the orange and blue coming to Empower Field next August. Zach Bryan is bringing his With Heaven On tour to the Mile High City, and we want you there.
Let me go.
Download the Denver Sports 1043 The Fan app and click on the contest banner to enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the hottest show of the summer.
We're having an all-night revival.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
This message is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. As a credit union dedicated to serving all veterans, active duty, and their families, we know that during the holiday season, every little bit counts. That's why for a limited time, you could earn a $250 cash bonus when you spend $2,500 on the Cash Rewards and Cash Rewards Plus cards in the first 90 days. Give joy, get joy. Join now at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA. Visit NavyFederal.org/cash rewards for details. Cashback terms and conditions apply. Offer ends 1/1/26.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is Rob Wilhite of the Wilhite Law Firm. If you've been injured in an accident, you want Wilhite. Colorado drivers know that when they're hit, we hit back harder. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
What's going on, gentlemen? You know, the holidays have a way of reminding us what really matters. Family, connections, feeling present, and most of all, feeling good. But if you've been dragging through the days, waking up tired, putting on extra weight, or your sex drive is just not there, it's tough to enjoy the season the way you want to. And for a lot of men, those are signs of low testosterone. And I'm here to tell you that you need to go see my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic because they're experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with low T just like you may be dealing with, and a lot of these men have seen the amazing differences that these treatments can make in their life. So, if you're like a lot of these guys out here, within just a few weeks after their treatment, you'll feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve, as with those workouts. And that sex drive that we all deserve to have will be significantly enhanced as well. All I need you to do is take the low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz full of yes or no answers. It takes 2 minutes to do. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you, so there are no excuses. Go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So this Christmas, treat yourself and your low testosterone to the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic treatments. You can give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR, AdvancedHair.com.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
You've got your whole life ahead of you, so choose a Medicare plan you can count on. And that's what you get with a Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. With more than 45 years' experience serving its members, United Healthcare has plans with low monthly premiums that fit your life today and as your needs change tomorrow. The Medicare annual enrollment period ends December 7th, so go to uhc.com/Medicare today. United Healthcare Medicare plans. It's Medicare coverage Colorado can count on.
The giving machines are open now through the new year in the Cherry Creek North Holiday Market on 2nd Avenue and Fillmore Street. An inspiring way to participate in the act of service that lifts our neighbors locally, globally, and blesses people on both sides of the glass. Touch lives with one touch.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's powered by Hellsberg. Shop and store are at hellsberg.com.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, December 2nd. And I woke up and just had to double check. Broncos are still 10-2.
They're still 10-2, Zach.
What's up, Phil?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. Busy. It's going to be another Another long day, basketball practice right after this show, and anytime that's going on, it's just like
what's the record?
1-1. Played
right.
2 games, 1-1. We sound like Sean Payton. We're in a race to improve.
Oh, I love it.
We are in a race to improve. We came out and got hit in our mouth last week or 2 weeks ago by a team that was setting screens and had plays.
Okay.
They had plays and were setting screens.
So they've been playing for a while.
Yeah,
together at least.
My assumption is yes, or that's what they're spending their practice time on.
Well, what I'm hearing, the word on the street is they just have better coaching.
Well, you want to know what? In terms of designing a game plan to win the game, they did have better coaching.
But you told us, and I don't think you said it on air, like you're not to that part with your kids yet.
No,
you're developing them, letting them the layup lines. Like that's what you're supposed to do. They're 7 years old.
They're first and second graders. So I'm about like skill development.
Yes.
And then trying to execute a game plan or putting in plays or screens, like that's secondary. Now, if that means we're going to lose, some games, especially in the first half of the season, whatever.
Zach, they're 7 years old. But I will say this. You put a lot of pressure on those kids. You told me that you're winning a championship. You went out there and said, just like Sean Payton, you put a lot of pressure on those young men.
Well,
those young little boys, I should say.
Well, I may have tried to trade one of them at halftime last game. Went to the other coach. You want to do a deal straight up?
Give me that guy right there.
Give me that guy. I'll give you this guy and a future first.
Future.
No, obviously kidding. But yeah, long days, busy days, but it's good. It's worth it, and it's basically what it is. It's like 15 hours a month volunteering my time.
No,
it's a lot.
It's insane.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm fired up to be here. We have I think a fun show planned. What a funny start to the show in that crosstalk.
I love it, man. Those are the conversations that I have in my head when my wife goes to bed and she doesn't want to hear me talk about the aliens and the other and ghosts and everything like that. So I just go down to the basement by myself and think of things like that.
Well, that was funny. It was just fun, but it's a lot of just real conversations that we would have if we were hanging out at a bar, 11:30 at night, as opposed to being on the radio in the middle of the afternoon. And I'll tell you, just popping up the RamosLaw.com text line, the response that these conversations elicit is wild. It's almost like a heated sports topic about Deion Sanders and where you fall on, and you draw this response, but it's like it's similar that. It's just it's very unique, and clearly people
it's on their mind. Yeah,
it touches a nerve, and if not a nerve, just a touch point with any particular person. So different. So I have a question as it relates to Sean Payton and his standing within the National Football League and also within Denver sports. So I wanted to look up this morning where Sean Payton is for NFL Coach of the Year, right? This is a team that has vastly overachieved in terms of the expectations from these odds makers, the experts. So I wanted to see what those same people, how they would rank him in Coach of the Year, being that the Broncos are in control of their own destiny for the number 1 seed in the AFC, the loaded AFC that we came into the season talking about. And here the Broncos are at 10-2 with a second-year quarterback that most people had a negative viewpoint of in Bo Nix. Tell me why.
Tell me why.
Ain't nothing but Sean, tell me why Sean Payton is 45-1 to win Coach of the Year. Currently, from an odds standpoint, behind Mike Vrabel, which I totally understand.
Yeah, I can see that. All right.
Ben Johnson.
All right, he's having a really good year. I mean, they have the number 1 seed as of right now, which is insane to think. The Chicago Bears.
Insane. And
I like Ben Johnson. So okay.
Me too. But also behind Mike McDonald of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Behind Brian Schottenheimer of Dallas.
Okay, now come on now.
Behind Dave Canales in Carolina. Behind Shane Steichen in Indianapolis, behind Liam Cohen in Jacksonville, behind Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco, and behind Sean McVay in Los Angeles. Sean's behind all those guys for Coach of the Year.
Yeah, what is going on? That doesn't even make sense. I can see Vrabel being in front of Sean if you want to put him there. But you have the Denver Broncos that are 10-2 right now, have a chance to get to a Super Bowl. Sean Payton, who has been in the league for a very long time, so everybody knows about Sean, the good and the bad.
Sure.
Sean has won a Super Bowl. And yet, he's behind all these other coaches? Come on. This is where it's like, guys, get real. Like, if we're going to do this, let's organically do it the right way, how it should be done. When you have someone like Sean Payton behind a boatload of coaches that do not deserve to be in front of him, it's a joke. How can you take that serious? Now, I do understand that there's still more time left, and hopefully that is not the case by the end of this. And you look at the sheet that they're going to come out with, and Sean's behind a bunch of coaches. But he definitely should be in the top 3 for what he is doing with the Denver Broncos, who nobody, now we talked about it, but nobody expected to be 10-2 as of right now.
No.
And having a chance to go to a Super Bowl. Sean's the only one that knew that had a feeling that this team could do it. And that's why we all started to talk about it.
I mean, this is nuts. Sean is
disrespectful.
He is being completely overlooked. And again, I get the Vrabel thing. You're inheriting a bad operation, and with the same young quarterback, are 11-2. I mean, that's he
has that team going now.
He does, and he deserves to be the favorite in the clubhouse. But Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Brian Schottenheimer, Dave Canales, Shane Steichen, Liam Cohen, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay all in front of the Broncos head coach? Doesn't make sense.
Who did Sean hurt? He hurt somebody.
Well, you can ask the league office. I'm sure they'll have a few answers for you. But here's another question. Is Sean Payton currently the best coach in Denver sports?
In Denver sports. Ooh. I'm going to go with yes, and here's why. Sean Payton inherited a bad Denver Bronco football team. And what has he done? He has excelled every year and has gotten better every single year. He has went out there, handpicked his own quarterback, the first time he has ever done that. Now, of course, Bo is still developing, but they're winning games. Bo Nix won 10 games last year. Bo Nix has already won 10 games this year. Sean Payton is a hell of a coach. When I look around Denver sports, David Adelman, he's not there yet. He still has a bunch of time to prove that he belongs as a head coach. Bednar, okay, I can see that. The thing with Bednar, I will say, is his team is loaded and has been loaded for a very long time. The firepower is there. There is no hole in this team when we're talking about the Colorado Avalanche. Whereas with the Denver Broncos, there are still holes. Running back, all right, a true tight end that you can count on. Even some of the receivers, they're young. So this is why I would say Sean Payton is the best coach in Denver sports as of right now.
Well, I think there's a very fair argument to be made, and I know you just made one. It's a legitimate conversation, I think, between him and Jared Bednar. And we have to remember, because it's been so long ago, but Bednar took on an operation that was just the worst in the NHL. The Broncos have never been the worst.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you're talking about Bednar's first year, the 2016-17 season. That was a 48-point season. They won 22 games and lost 56 and had them in the playoffs the following year. Now, granted, and this deserves to get mentioned, you have someone like Nathan McKinnon. I know you mentioned the firepower. That guy was a number 1 overall pick in the draft. Sean's not doing this with a number 1 overall draft pick, like some, insane, can't miss, 5-star blue chip generational prospect. But man, he is putting himself, given what he inherited, and I know you touched on this, what he inherited and what he is doing, and immediately had the 5-win Broncos with Russell Wilson in playoff contention on Christmas. And then you dump that and you draft a rookie and you're in the playoffs? I mean, and then now
supposedly you were in cap hell.
Yeah.
We have to remember that too. We're still paying the bill for Russ as of right now. I think next year will be the first time that we're off.
Correct.
We're off the mark with it.
Yes. And so you're 10-2 while still absorbing the largest dead cap in the history of professional football. It's remarkable. What Sean Payton has done here in Denver, you cannot give him enough flowers. You cannot give him enough roses. Does that mean he's perfect? Nope. Is he above criticism? Nope. But what he has done here is remarkable. It's remarkable. Okay, you want to react to that conversation? You can hit us up, RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. There is a real trend forming within the Denver Nuggets, and it ain't good. That's next.
It took overtime, but the Broncos hung tough and took down the Commanders. With the playoff race tightening up, will Denver maintain its position at the top of the AFC? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening right now who are thinking about popping that question, and you know you need a diamond. So I'm going to save you time and money right now by telling you this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers, for that perfect diamond engagement ring, the ultimate holiday gift, or hey, just because that special somebody really deserves it. This holiday, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their surface is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you when you step through one of those doors.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates, other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Cutarelli Vision. I wore glasses for a long time, but when I started needing reading glasses to see menus, text, read stats, to see my computer, I decided to go to Dr. Cutarelli at Cutarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. It was a game changer for me, and it could be for you too. Join Dr. Cutarelli for a live webinar December 10th at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from Cutarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cutarelli and have him answer all your questions about RLE, like what is refractive lens exchange? How is it different from LASIK or EVO ICL? Why can't you develop a cataract after RLE? Cutarelli Vision is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's your right time for RLE, like he did me. So register for the webinar at coloradorle.com. It's December 10th at noon. coloradorle.com.
Score huge deals and better sleep at Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. Their sleep experts will find the perfect bed for your unique needs. Mattress Firm, they make sleep easy.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Jacob's Law, 303 Law 4040.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan.
There is a real trend forming within the Denver Nuggets, and it ain't good. And it should be taken very seriously.
Well, there's going to be a couple people out there saying, it's the beginning. There's nothing wrong with this team. Relax. What do you have to say for that?
Well, I mean, we're a fifth of the way into the season, you know, working on, you know, by this time next week, you're going to be a quarter of the way, you know, into the season. And excuse me. They're 20 games in right now. You play 80. Yeah, we are a quarter of the way into the NBA season. So no, it's not early anymore. And I would caution any fan in any sport, do not let the calendar be your source of optimism. That's not tangible enough to hold on to. It's early. That's an
excuse.
That's not analysis. That's not analysis. Saying it's early is not analysis. There's something going on with the Nuggets, okay? And their record right now is not necessarily representing what's actually going on. When you have the greatest player in the world in a sport where only 5 guys play at one time, you're going to have a good record, okay? That's just how basketball works. But that player, by the way, that we're talking about, he is not a happy camper.
No, he's not.
Jokic is not happy right now.
It kind of reminds me of how he was feeling at the end of last year.
I agree with you, Phil.
The body language, when he's talking, he's being real, he's being organic, authentic, and saying, hey, we're just not where we need to be. And even his play, at times, it's like, you're putting up these great stats, but it just doesn't look the same. He's frustrated.
He's very frustrated. And last night was another chapter here in the last couple of weeks where the frustration is on full display if you're watching the games. All right? And let me just say this too. Believe it or not, there are people who talk into microphones in our market who don't watch the games. If you're going to talk into a microphone about the games, you have to watch the games. Now, here's the second step. Watching the games is going to lead to frustration. There's no way you watch that game last night and don't walk away supremely frustrated.
But you're not just talking about the win-loss column.
No.
You're talking about within the game,
like
the players.
Yeah, like what you're looking at. Although you can look at the win-loss column as well. This is a team who has lost 4 straight games in their home building. You go back to the 23 season, they lost 7 games at home. They've lost 4 in a row at home.
Three of those losses come to teams with a losing record.
Yes.
That's what's insane to me, Zach. That's what frustrates me.
Yes.
It's teams that you should be able to handle, even with a couple men down. And I know Jamal Murray got hurt too. Okay. But even with players out, you should be able to handle business when you have the greatest player to play the game on your damn team.
The injury stuff is not an excuse. It's not. Because they just lost to Dallas last night, who is missing P.J. Washington, who is missing Daniel Gafford, who is missing Derek Lively, who is missing Kyrie Irving. These are starting players. All right? They're missing half of their players that play. They didn't play last night. They were in Denver. They are the worst offensive team in the NBA, talking about the Mavericks, and they came in here and scored 131 points last night. It's completely unacceptable. And I'm going to use the word that I used way too often a year ago.
Uh-oh.
It was so unprofessional. It was an unprofessional approach. And I shouldn't even say approach because they kicked the door down to the game.
Oh, they started fast now.
It was unbelievable. They were on pace to win by 50. And to watch that team mishandle their own first quarter success, it was a rookie move by that team last night, who is full of veterans. And their last home loss was against San Antonio. Guess who didn't play? MVP candidate Victor Wembanyama. They came in here and scored 139. Who was the loss before that? It's a Kings team. That is terrible.
Well, Russ was great that game in the fourth quarter.
He was. But like the Kings came in here and scored 128 points. The loss before that was the Bulls. The Bulls are not a good team. They came in here and scored 130. So in the last 4 losses, all at home, they gave up 130, 128, 139, and 131. It's unhealthy. It's unprofessional. The team has issues. I'm here to tell you. And like, I was extremely bullish on the Nuggets and still big picture am. Mm-hmm. But it's impossible to watch these games and come in here and just say, it's early. They didn't have their 2 of their best defenders. Well, neither do these other teams.
Well, a lot of it, Zach, to me, when I'm watching this game, a lot of it comes down to effort defensively.
Totally.
We know we have firepower when it comes to offense, and we can be explosive that way. But when it comes to playing defense, when it comes to having contested shots and maybe giving them a little pressure on the perimeter, they're not doing that. And that, to me, was the same thing that was happening to them last year when we had a different head coach. And yet now we have a new head coach, a young head coach in David Adelman, who supposedly is going to do things different. And yet there's a lot of the same things happening from last year starting now this year. And it's just it's insane to me. So David Adelman, Zach, what's going on with him? What do you feel about him right now? There's 20 games into the season. Are you okay with him? Is it just young? Is the season young? What's going on?
You asked me before the first game tipped off. It was the week of the first game. And you said, and I was very bullish on the Nuggets, and still am big picture, okay? Still am big picture. But they are in a real rut right now.
Yeah.
And it's starting to look eerily familiar like last year.
Yes.
You said, hey, if there's 2 things, you said if there's anything that you would be worried about with the Nuggets, what would it be? This is the week of the first game. I said the lack of athleticism, okay? And they're not a young team anymore. They are an older team and not as athletic, not even close to athletic as they were in a league that is chock full of young, hungry athletes.
Even their depth is old.
It's
older.
It is. But the other thing I said was David Adelman. And there was an eagerness to crown David Adelman by so many of Nuggets Nation and so many people who do this job in our market. It was just a given that, it's Adelman. Everyone wants Adelman on the team. And I said, I'm not so sure. And some of the stuff that I was concerned about, would you be willing, and this is going back to that conversation the week of the first game, like, are you a true voice that is respected, and you can look these guys in the eye and challenge these guys when you have been with these guys in a totally different role? Can you morph into this new role and hold people accountable over the course of an 82 game season? It's easy to play hard in the playoffs. It's a mandate. It's a prerequisite. It's a requirement. Can you get guys to buy in defensively over the course of a season? And 1 quarter into the season, the answer is a definitive no. And he is trying his best to not be Michael Malone. I'm telling you, this basketball team right now needs a little Michael Malone.
I'm confused. We got away from Michael Malone. We got David Adelman. Now we're sitting here saying we need a little bit more Michael Malone, a little bit more grit, a little bit more of holding people accountable, calling people out. Not necessarily at the podium, but maybe in that locker room, having a heart-to-heart with one another, saying, hey, we got to be better.
Yes.
Defensively, specifically, we have to be better.
Yes, but like when it looks like guys don't care, like, man, Now, first and foremost, let me just say this. Those guys are professional athletes. Shame on you. Shame on you.
They're getting paid a lot of money.
And the base of the pyramid of what you're getting paid for when you take the floor is effort. And when you don't have that effort, that's unprofessional. You're letting yourself down. There's 20,000 people who drove downtown and paid good money to be in there last night, and that's what you delivered on? I mean, goodness gracious. I'd be pissed if I was at that game. So thankful I didn't drive down and watch that in person. So the Adelman thing, it's a huge question. Huge question. And everyone, and I've lived it in our business, everyone wants to hire the interim because that's who you're familiar with and there's a comfortability there. But, like, is that actually the right hire? And the jury is very still much out on Adelman. But that was, I mean, this 4 straight losses at home? What the hell? Against bad teams?
Yeah, exactly. 3 to bad teams. That make sense.
Jokic was right a week ago. He said, yeah, we're 12-4, but we're not that good. And they're not right now. They're not. It's very disappointing because I'm spending my time watching these games. I'm like, what am I doing? All right. Guys, we, more than any other show in this market, have been warning you guys about something that's going on. And it's been severely misrepresented in Colorado. But now we know for sure what the truth is. And we'll pass it along to you coming up next.
Fresh off their bye week, the Broncos beat the Commanders and recorded their 9th straight win. With a pivotal stretch of games ahead, do Sean Payton and Bo Nix have the offense dialed in and ready for a playoff push? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Winter is here, Denver, and Hermes Worldwide is your ride to all action. Whether you're bundling up to cheer on the Broncos at Empower Field or heading downtown to catch the Avs on the ice or the Nuggets on the court, make sure you get there on time and in style. This holiday season, let Hermes handle your Christmas light tours, festive nights out, and stress-free airport transfers. Leave the traffic and icy parking lots to somebody else. Hermes Worldwide also offers championship-level transportation. Picture this. You and your crew rolling up to the stadium in a sleek, heated vehicle, no parking hassles, no driving worries, just a professional driver ready to get you to and from the game safely. Sounds great, right? Then you need to give them a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Happy holidays, Colorado. This is David Szymanski with U.S. Mortgages, and after 30 years, we could not be more thankful and grateful to this great state and all the people who have contacted us and trusted us for their loan needs. Remember to take time to reflect on what matters most this holiday season, like family, friends, and God. We are in such a blessed country, and we all have so much to be thankful for. So from all of us to all of you, thank you and happy holidays.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today. Hurry! It's our last chance to donate for 2025.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today by my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if you can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Jim, it's late in the half here at Empower Field, and things are coming down to the wire at the concession stand.
Nachos are a solid choice, but Grant needs to finish strong here.
He scans his wallet and pulls out his Broncos checking debit card for 10% off.
Wow, savvy move. And with no surprise fees, he won't regret this order.
I don't know, Jim. That's a lot of cheese. Bank like a Bronco with Broncos Checking from Int Credit Union. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Brandon Stokely here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Cold weather's coming fast. Do you have a game plan for winter? If your heating system is more suited for the bench, now is the best time to upgrade your system with the best pricing of the year. Take advantage of tax credits and energy rebates before they run out. Only from my team at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan brought to you by Flanagan Law.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, I want to get right into this because we don't have a lot of time. And we have been all over what we are about to bring up right now.
Uh-oh. ZB has that serious voice.
I'm kind of on one today. I'm serious. I'm kind of on one.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Nuggets.
It's not just that. I'm not going to say what I want to say. I'm not going to say what I want to say. I have been saying into this microphone for over a month, swimming against the current, what has been repeated over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in this market. CU is printing money. Colorado's printing money.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dion, and they're not winning, but they're making so much money. And I have been fighting against this current for over a month because I actually sat down for a half hour of my time and read through an expose from USA Today that apparently no one else in this market was willing to do. Okay?
Well, you said it was very lengthy.
It was. It was boring as hell, and it was just. But I learned a lot, and the number one thing that I learned is that this idea that CU is making money is a lie. Full stop. And now I have the numbers to prove it. The University of Colorado's athletic department is projecting that it will run a $27 million deficit during the current fiscal year ending in June 2026. In addition to needing almost $12 million in institutional support from the university. Over $2 million in fees from students, according to budget figures obtained by USA Today. It has never, in the history of the program, reported a deficit this big before, Phil. It could potentially leave the athletic department in need, make sure you're sitting down, in need of more than $41 million in subsidies from the university itself.
Can you say that again? In need of $41 million?
It has never been reported a deficit that big before, which could potentially leave the athletic department in need of more than $41 million in subsidies from the university itself, including institutional support and student fees. I have been saying this for a month, okay? Much like in life, when people make a lot of money, they spend a lot of money.
Yes.
And CU has overextended themselves in what they are paying. And the biggest bill of all, after the $21.5 million that you have to raise now, is Deion Sanders' salary. They doubled his salary. It's the biggest bill that the university has is Deion's salary. And I have been cautioning our listeners, saying, guys, if they don't win and win big, this could end up being a disaster for CU Boulder. And brother, we are trending that way in a hurry.
And see, this is why it is so important that Coach Prime wins next year. This is why it's so important that Coach Prime takes a step back, figures out who he wants on this staff, get rid of some of the other staff members, some of the other coaches that are not pulling their weight, but you're paying them a lot of money too. Get rid of some of your friends.
Correct.
And start buckling down to win these football games so that you can get everybody invested, the donors invested again, the students who are leaving the game at halftime invested again, because you're going to need that to make this money, to make up for this money. It's crazy, Zach. It's crazy.
I have to tie half of my brain behind my back to think that Rick George's retirement was completely organic. Because no one knows what's under the hood of this puppy more than Rick George. And this university in general could be in trouble because the football program is the front porch of the university.
For sure.
When the football program is doing great.
Everything is great.
Yep. But when your team is losing and the interest wanes and the bills stay the same, that's how you end up upside down. And I knew that they were upside down. I've been talking about this for a month. I didn't realize it was this bad. I did not realize it was this bad. Guys, this is not good. This is not good. The projected revenue for the fiscal year 2026 is $136 million. That's the projected money that they'll make. With the projected expenses, so I just told you it's $136 million. That's what they think they're going to make. The projected expenses are $164 million. And what do you think the biggest ticket item is? It's the football program.
As it should be.
But over $60 million in expenses for just the football program.
So where is all this money going to, though? When you talk about it can't just go to the coaching staff. So of course Deion's getting the biggest check.
Yep.
He has his coaching staff that's getting their money.
Yeah.
But you don't have an NIL. So where's the money at? Where's it being put into? Now I'm pretty sure you don't know, Zach.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the
questions
nuts.
I'm thinking of in my head right now. Like, where is this other money? Where is it going?
Well, the biggest bill that CU athletic department has is the $20.5 million that they have to give back to the, or that they're trying to get to give back to the athletes.
Yeah.
Most of that money is going to the football program. So that's the biggest ticket item. The second biggest ticket item is Deion's salary. Deion's salary is half of what they're trying to raise for the athletes. So right there, you're at over $30 million right there. So now the other $30 million is, the full athletic scholarships, the travel, the road games, the food, everything.
Bringing these kids into town and show them a good time.
The facility, the coaching salaries. You get to another $30 million quicker than a hiccup. I'm telling you, guys, if Deion Sanders doesn't win and win big next year, CU Athletics will be in a worse spot after he leaves than before he arrived. And that's a promise.
Win big.
That's a promise.
Win big. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, man.
All right. This could be another fun 3 hours because we're not slowing down here. What are the updated projections saying about the Broncos' chances to be the number 1 seed in the AFC? What are their chances that they play in the Super Bowl? We'll update you on those odds. There's also one thing within the Broncos that still needs work if they plan on making a run to a Super Bowl. That's all next.
It was a back-and-forth, penalty-filled battle, but the Broncos walked away victorious thanks to an overtime touchdown from R.J. Harvey and a game-saving stop by Nick Benito. With another gutsy win under their belt, has Denver proven that they have the makeup of a championship-caliber team. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
The holidays, the lights, the joy, the awkward moments in the bedroom you rather forget. Remember that first time the ho-ho-ho didn't quite go? You told yourself, hey, no big deal. It happens to everybody. Then it happened again. And then you probably let it happen a third time. Guys, don't let it get to that. Let my friends at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic help you out because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can even blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. Well, at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%, and some of these treatments can have you last an hour or even more if you want to go that long. All I need you to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, AT and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And gentlemen, here's the thing. If the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations in Colorado to serve you, so there are no excuses. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Dan Jacobs for 303 Law 4040, and I'm here with that beautiful voice you hear on the other end of the phone oftentimes when you call 303 Law 4040. It's my lovely wife, Kimberly. Kim, I know you and I had so much fun the other day. We actually met with a couple that had been in an accident up north in their house the other day, and Randy was so excited. He's like, I can't believe it. It's the lovely wife. She's right here in my kitchen.
He's too kind. It was really great to meet him and his wife and his pets and just be able to help them.
I think it helps that when you answer the phone, when people call 303 Law 4040, it makes things, I know calling a lawyer can be scary, but I don't know, your soothing voice just makes it a little bit easier.
Well, I just want to help. That's all. And I know how to do that.
I love the holidays. I always like to wish our listeners happy holidays. Would you like to do so as well?
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful new year.
And I hope you never need us, but just in case, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket ahead of the holidays. That's possible when you call American Financing. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and credit card rates are insane, in the 20s or even 30s. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt with rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and save money every month, all without upfront fees. Their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise without having to change jobs. Call now before it's too late at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
I'm Navy vet Phil Briggs, here for Navy Federal Credit Union. Just like the holiday spirit, Navy Federal Credit Union can be shared by all veterans, active duty, and their families. Even parents, grandparents, and kids can enjoy the exclusive benefits from membership. Members could earn and save $461 per year with exclusive savings and discounts. So whether you're Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard, or Space Force, join now at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is federally insured by NCUA. Value claim based on Navy Federal's 2024 member give back study.
Here's the tale of the daily med fill. Same old pharmacy, same old bill, but those prices kept rising higher still.
Till the savings wrangler rode in, cool as can be. Tap GoodRx, saving massively.
No plan? Don't matter none. Up to 80% off. The deals are done.
Discounts hitting harder than Ma's chili. Dang. That one little app does all the rest.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Hey, it's Zach By here for 5280 Exteriors. Enjoy holiday savings of 20% off your windows or siding project. That's right, premium craftsmanship, stunning curb appeal, and energy efficiency. Visit 5280exteriors.com today. The altitude of quality.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute.
Win, 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 win. Zach, it's so easy, right? All you have to do is win. If you win, everything goes away. All the money comes your way. Fans are loving you. It's easy, right? It's hard, man. It's hard, but Deion better do it.
I think, and if you're just joining us, we just touched on, and we're going to sequence back into Broncos here, but we just touched on what I have been talking about for a month, in that the idea that CU is making a bunch of money up there with Deion Sanders, it's a complete lie. And there's a difference between something not being true and something being the opposite of true. So something not being true, the example here would be, hey, Deion Sanders and CU are making so much money up there, but it turns out they actually lost $1 million. So then that would make the first statement untrue. The opposite of true is what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
And the statement would be, Deion Sanders and CU is making a bunch of money up there, and then the reality is, you're about to absorb the largest loss in the history of the athletic department.
We could talk about this all day, because my question to you is, and you said it earlier, and then we're getting ready to talk about our Broncos.
We can spend more time on this if you want to. I don't care.
They're making the money, but they're also spending all of it.
Yes.
So that's where, like, yeah, it's true. They are making a lot of money.
Yep.
But they're also giving it all up. And so now you're in debt because of it.
Yep.
So that's kind of like where things are. Where it's like, it is true they're making the money, but they're not doing and making it as much as people are expecting them or thinking that they are. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Technically, technically true.
Well, but because I have to say that, because when we go through this and you say it's a lie because they are in debt right now, it's because of the money that they're giving out, and a lot of it's going to Deion. A coach that you're paying a lot of money for. Why? Because you're expecting this man to win a lot of games for you for a lot of years, where it's going to bring a lot more money later on in the future because you're winning those games. You're putting asses in seats, and people are going to want it. The donors are going to want to chip in.
Yeah, and, but also it's quickly becoming a reality that the price tag that they paid for Deion Sanders currently is a massive overpay. In a recent comp, Joey Maguire, did he just get done today? Okay, so Joey Maguire is the coach of Texas Tech. Texas Tech is going to the college football playoff. They're doing the things that CU Boulder hoped that Deion would someday do.
Yeah.
Joey Maguire is doing it in Lubbock. He just got extended today. He's going to make $7 million.
7 per year.
7 per year. Deion is making 10 million, up there with national champions like Kirby Smart, Ryan Day, like in that variety of or caliber of coach. And if it's not to win, because you're not drawing from substance, those guys have won big and then they get the big check. Deion's got the big check without the big wins and the big boy winning. But I think the thought is, man, even though the wins haven't come, CU is relevant, CU is making money,
sure.
And this is the right approach because you're better with Deion than not. Financially, that has not been the case. And, man, this thing, if Deion, because Deion's up there promising that this is going to change, okay? And
he knows it has to change. He's feeling the pressure. He's feeling the heat. You're a head coach at a big Division I level or Power 4 level.
Yep.
If you don't have wins, you will not be there. This is a performance-based business, and you're getting paid like a big dog.
Yeah. And you have ignored, in some cases, and others shunned the tradition of CU.
Yeah. No pushback on that.
I'm curious about this next one, and I don't want to put you in a bad spot, so don't feel like you need to answer. But from what I have understood, talking to the dozens of CU friends of mine that I have in Colorado, he has not embraced the alumni. So if you shun the traditions, you don't embrace the alumni, you're getting paid like a top 5 coach in the sport, and the wins don't follow it, it's going to be very easy. And you're in debt, and the deficit is the largest in the history of the athletic department. Come to find out, there is not going to be a lot of people running to Deion's defense from within the university, from the alumni network, from...
the only way to cure all this, Zach, and I said it earlier, you got to win.
You have to win.
The name of the game is win.
Yep.
I don't care how you win, you just win.
He's got his players, I don't know if you've seen any of this, but he's got his players liking social media posts, blasting him and his approach to the program. And it's like, this is turned...
Well, I already told you, after Coach Mack got his statue that's inside the practice field, they gathered around as a team, as a unit, the old players that were with Coach Mack and the new ones, which was cool, that Deion had all his players out there before the game. They start to sing the fight song, and the old players know it, but the new players don't, and they're just sitting there.
That is so embarrassing, in my opinion.
It hurts. It hurts as an alumni, as a player that bled on that football field.
Yeah.
That you don't even know your own fight song.
Yep.
But you guys have to look to the left and right of each other and go to war, go to battle. I don't want to say war. Go out there and protect each other. But you don't even know the fight song.
Right.
What are you fighting for? That's my thing. What are you fighting for? What do you stand for?
Very well said. What are you fighting for? There's no connective tissue. The whole thing, it is in the fast lane for a disaster if he can't remedy this. And I'm telling you, the patience is going to grow thin so quickly because of how he has operated up there.
Yeah.
And so you're the king of the castle, but if that castle starts crumbling a little bit and people are at the walls outside, and you don't have the connective tissue, man, it can become...
start building it, Zach.
Yeah.
You got to take a step back. Stop being so prideful. That's all of us. Stop being so prideful. Take a step back and see what you have to do to win. Get a coach in there, offensive coordinator that knows what he's doing, that's hungry, that can be creative. Get the type of players that are going to fit each system, and then you got to coach your ass off. Love these kids up, coach your butt off, and go from there, because that's the only way you're going to win.
I have to say this one thing, and then we'll hopefully move on. When you say love these kids up,
yeah,
I've never heard a coach ever say a handful of things that Deion has said. I don't believe in building a team from the inside out. I believe building it from the outside in. That's insane. I don't believe in culture. What is culture?
Yeah,
Give me talent. These are things that I've never heard said, but I've never heard a coach say, I don't know all my players' names. I just give them nicknames. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard that. And so when you don't embrace tradition, so in summary, you don't embrace tradition. Like, imagine those players say, man, I didn't get to run behind Ralphie. That's insane to me.
Yeah, those players aren't running behind Ralphie anytime soon.
You don't run behind Ralphie anymore. You don't know the fight song. Your brand is transactional. The Louis luggage, the Portal King.
Yep.
You're losing money. You don't know all your players' names and say that into a microphone. I feel like we could be in a situation here, and there's this old parable where the king doesn't have any clothes on, but no one's actually telling him that, hey, you're naked.
Yeah.
But he's the king, and he's got yes men all around him, and everything's all good. But it's like, no, it's the emperor has no clothes is the old parable. And you add all these factors up, and I'm looking at Deion going, oh my gosh, he might be the emperor with no clothes on.
But he's feeling it now. And we'll talk about it tomorrow in more dedicated fashion, but I feel like he's truly feeling it now. And he knows he has to win. He knows he's going to have to make tough decisions with his coaching staff, with some of these players. He knows that he's going to have to work his tail off so that they can win. Because if he doesn't know that, then we truly do have a problem.
Yeah. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay, big boy conversation. And again, if you're just joining us, it's now, we've been talking about it on this show for a month, but now there's numbers behind it, and it's being reported by USA Today that CU is on the verge of losing the most money in the history of the athletic department to the tune of over $40 million. Okay, shifting gears, but before we do that, there's something in the orange and blue, haven't you heard? It's coming to Empower Field in August. Zach Bryan is bringing his With Heaven on tour to the Mile High City. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan has your chance to win a pair of tickets to the show on August 13th. All you have to do is download the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app and click on the banner to enter. That's it. If you would like to purchase tickets, head to denversports.com/orange for more information. Okay, Broncos still 10-2. I had to pinch myself a little bit. Woke up this morning, just double-check the standings. This is actually happening.
Yeah, you woke up, took a piss, probably made a bet.
I might have.
And you were like, wow, the Denver Broncos are 10-2.
It's such a cool story, man, and we've been doing this throughout the season. I just want to follow through with it, even though some of the things that we've been checking up on are a foregone conclusion as you sit at 10-2. Drawing from ESPN's Football Power Index, where they gather every data point known to man concerning the game of football, put it into these big old smart computers and simulate the season tens of thousands of times, and it spits out a number. The Broncos' current playoff odds are 98%. All right, pretty cool.
First time, I think that's the first time this has happened in a long time.
Yeah.
Probably since 2015.
Correct.
Woo-hoo-wee.
Correct. Yeah, 98% likelihood the Broncos are in the playoffs. That's what I meant by it's probably a foregone conclusion, but we've been doing it every week. Just figured we keep on following through with it. Chances or probability, odds that the Broncos win the AFC West stand at 86% likelihood that they win the division.
The West is ours, baby.
Pretty
cool. The West is ours. They're gonna have the T-shirts. That's something that I always wish I could have had, Zach. Truly, win the division. Be able to put the T-shirt on, take the pictures. Maybe you have a cigar because you're celebrating something that's very hard to do.
Sure.
Like these men in that locker room over there with the Denver Broncos, they have a great chance to do that, man. Bo Nix has a great chance to do that in year 2.
Crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Crazy. The chances or probability, odds that the Broncos are playing on divisional weekend, all right, whether that's by way of a bye or by winning their first round series in the wild card round, the chances that the Broncos are playing on divisional weekend is 71% likelihood. Take it a step further. Chances that the Broncos, according to ESPN's Football Power Index, are playing in the AFC Championship game, the NFL's Final Four, are 35% likely for these Denver Broncos. Second highest for a conference championship game, second to only the Rams in the NFC.
This man right here, Broncos country, we deserve this. We deserve to feel the way we feel, to have an opportunity to try to get to that Super Bowl. We're so close. Now you got to go out there and do it. Well, they have to go out there and do it. We have to cheer our asses off, help them out if we have the home field advantage.
The chance that the Broncos are playing in the Super Bowl, this is nuts, man. It's all the way up to 19%. The Broncos are playing in the biggest game in American sports. Almost 20% likelihood, according to ESPN's Football Power Index. Second highest probability, second to only the Rams. And then finally, the chances that the Broncos are in that game and win that game and are Super Bowl 60 champions.
Give it to me.
Almost 9% at 8.7%. That we have a parade here in Denver.
That's huge. Somebody might be listening like 9%. I mean, guys, we're talking about a Super Bowl and winning it.
Right.
Winning the Super Bowl.
With still 5 games left in the regular season where you don't know what the dynamics actually are. Crazy. It's actually the third highest mark in the NFL right now. After the Rams, and what other team do you think would have a better probability to win the Super Bowl than the Broncos? The Rams are one. Who do you think the other one is?
And I may be wrong, Zach, so laugh at me if I'm wrong.
No.
Seattle.
Okay. That's a guess. Drew Spivak behind the glass, our esteemed producer.
My guess would be the 49ers.
49ers.
Very interesting, Drew. Dante Gomez to his left.
What the Bills?
Okay, so 3 different answers. Seahawks, Niners, and the Bills. It's none of those.
Don't you dare say the Kansas City Chiefs.
Nope. It's the Green Bay Packers.
The Green Bay Packers.
Very interesting. Green Bay. So the Rams, the highest probability. The Packers, the second highest probability. And then there's the Denver Broncos. This is to win the Super Bowl. So really just, again, we've been doing this exercise for months, and it's just,
It's fun to do because we're winning.
Yeah.
It's like we're on a 9-game winning streak. So when you go back and you get to see what's going on and like, hey, the probability is increasing by the week. I mean, we're at a 98% chance of making the playoffs. We're making the playoffs. Once we beat the Raiders, I mean, does it go to 100%? Like,
I think it probably would.
It's going to go to a 100% chance that you make the playoffs. So it's just fun, and it's showing all of us how realistic it is to have a magical end of a season and get to a Super Bowl, which is the ultimate goal. It's also showing us that Sean Payton is not crazy. And Sean Payton probably knows a lot more of what's going on than meets the eye. And he has a feeling. And he needs to continue to trust that gut, which we know he will.
Oh, yeah.
And Sean just needs to continue to do what he is doing. VJ as well, and the team has to stay healthy.
Just a very quick and minor house cleaning. I said if they beat the Raiders, it would probably go up to 100%.
Yeah.
Probably not. Probably go up to 99%.
Okay.
With still, what would there be, 4 games left in the season? Yeah, it'd be probably 99%. So, okay, really, really healthy. All right, really healthy, really just awesome. Can the Broncos play in the Super Bowl with this current run game?
So we're just saying play. We're not saying win it. We're just saying play.
Play in the Super Bowl.
Even with that, I'm going to say no. Not with this run game right now, Zach. And I'm just going to be honest. I love what's going on, but if the run game does not shape up, we are not going to make it out of the playoffs. We will not get to the Super Bowl because that's how important a run game is in the playoffs. We talked about it all the time last year and the year before that. When you have a run game and a tight end, you control the game. When you have a run game, you're going to control the clock, the physicality of the game. You're going to force the defense to be honest. You're going to force the defense to want to do things they don't want to do by adding a guy in the box to try to stop the run. Guess what that does? And I say it all the time. It frees up your receivers. Now they have one-on-one opportunities. Now you have a chance to make explosive plays. Right now, we cannot do that. Right now, if we had a playoff game, a team would not respect the run game. We have the offensive line to do it, that we're paying a lot of money for, second highest paid offensive line. Maybe they're number 1 now because they played Wattenberg.
Yeah.
But they're up there.
They're up there.
But if you don't have someone like J.K. Dobbins, that's going to be a threat that you must respect. It's going to be one-sided. It's going to be a one-sided approach where a defense is going to say, let's play 7-on-7 and force them, the Denver Broncos, to beat us on the ground.
Well, when Dobbins was healthy and in there for the Broncos, he had a carry of 10 yards 21 times in 10 football games. So a carry of 10 yards 21 times across 10 football games that he played in. The Broncos had 0 of those in the win against Kansas City and had just 2 carries of 10 yards in the win over the Commanders.
Yeah.
Jaleel had a 14-yard run, and Harvey had an 11-yard run.
It has to get better.
It's got to get better and in a hurry.
And I'm tired of that, though. I'm tired of, it's organically going to happen. And R.J. Harvey is building up confidence. No. You either have it or you don't by now. You've been playing. You're not a rookie anymore. You go out there and you run your ass off. You go out there and you pick the right holes. It's between you. You have one of the best offensive lines in the league right now. I wish I would have had it.
Yep.
But now it's a mentality thing. It's breaking tackles. It's understanding the holes that you need to hit. It's understanding how to be patient. And I know it's about reps, but it's about time to turn it on because you have a chance, even if for these running backs, to be one of the reasons why we get to the Super Bowl. Don't mess that up. Don't mess that up.
Well, I said this yesterday in relation to R.J. Harvey, but it bears repeating in this conversation specifically. Now, when you were, real quick before I give you the stat, when you were a running back, an explosive play, an explosive run, did you define that as 10 yards or 15 yards?
Nah, 15. And honestly, Zach, 20 yards was an explosive run to me. Like, when you have the speed to get out, it needs to be an explosive run, 20 yards or more. 15 is right there. You can call that an explosive play, but not 10. Not 10.
See, I agree with you. I'm glad that, because I'm seeing the explosive rate numbers, like, use 10 yards as a as like the bar or the standard to achieve an explosive run. In my head, I always thought and had seen this historically and traditionally, and it's changing for some reason, that an explosive run was 15 yards, an explosive pass was 20 yards.
Well, for an explosive run, that means that you're running past the defensive line, the linebackers, and you're to the safeties and cornerbacks. Well, if it's 10 yards, you're still right there in front of everybody. So if you're getting out of there and you get past the linebackers, you get to the safeties, past them, you're probably at 20 yards. You're probably at 25 yards. That's an explosive run. If you could break that one off, you're probably scoring a touchdown. That should be the mindset of a running back. Not, 10 yards, yay, it's explosive. No, make them feel it.
See, I totally.
You got me worked up. Make them feel it.
Totally co-sign this, okay? Okay. What we're seeing with Harvey right now is a contrast in his touchdown production and his actual down-by-down production on the ground. So Harvey has 8 total touchdowns. That's tied for the 5th most by a Broncos rookie, all right? And it's tied for the most by a rookie in the NFL this season. That's really good. He had a multi-touchdown game on Sunday. That was his 2nd of the season. He became the first Broncos rookie running back since Phillip Lindsay to have multiple games with 2 rushing touchdowns. That's good.
Yeah.
But when you're actually watching the games, I can't really take it at face value, because so oftentimes Sean Payton has made the decision, and I'm not even saying he's doing anything wrong. I'm just pointing it out, that when the Broncos get in the tight red zone, it's been R.J. Harvey who gets those opportunities.
Yes, they got drawn up. They drawn up some plays.
Yes.
So R.J. Harvey can have success. Which, at the end of the day, cool. You're a 2nd-round draft pick. It's all about scoring. It's all about the team. You get the touchdown, the Broncos win.
Yep. But, so he's got the touchdowns. That's good. That's the point of the game, is to score points. But him on a down-to-down basis, in terms of his explosive rush rate, how often are you actually carrying the football for at least 10 yards? And this is what we have to go by in this exercise, 10 yards, not 15 yards. Harvey has an explosive rush rate of 4%. That is the 3rd lowest among players with at least 50 carries. And so, man, I just, something's got to change here. And I don't know how much you can change this late into the season, but I, like you, agree that I don't think the Broncos can play in the Super Bowl averaging around 60 yards rushing a game.
And I think we're going to be on the same page on this one as well. Something does have to change. R.J. Harvey is going to get another opportunity going up against the Raiders. The Raiders are down and out. They are ready to go on vacation. If you can't put together a solid game where we see some of that speed, some of that explosiveness, then are we ever going to see it? If that's the case, and R.J. Harvey goes out there and he has a game like he had against the Commanders, because I do believe Sean Payton's going to give him more carries against the Raiders this upcoming week, then we need to switch to Jaleel McLaughlin.
I agree.
A guy that's going to run hard. He's going to have that one cut, get vertical. If he does break, which has been his knock that Zach Bye has been on, he is going to be gone, because he does have the 4.2 speed, the 4.3 speed. But he is a guy that you have to honor. And as a defense, you're scared of a little bit because of that speed. So I would go the Jaleel McLaughlin route if R.J. Harvey does not do his part against the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, man.
Time is ticking, man.
Yeah. And you have to continue to, and Sean talked about this after the game, like, the Broncos are 10-2. That's insane. That's awesome. It's incredible. It's great. But to think that they have arrived, there's still these quarter turns that need to be made and fine-tune this thing if this team is going to ultimately achieve what Sean Payton believes that they can.
And Zach, I'm going to leave you with this. Last year, 10-7, we got to the playoffs. We didn't have a run game, and we didn't have a tight end. You can't win in the playoffs without a run game and a tight end, and we have talked about it multiple times.
Yep. All right, you want to react to any of this conversation, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. The Broncos once again reached outside their wide receiver room and brought in a once highly touted pass catcher. What does it mean? We'll talk about it next.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan at Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. We're taking donations of new or gently used sports equipment through December 20th. Head to denversports.com/equipment for a list of drop-off locations and most needed items. And help us spread some cheer this holiday season.
You know, gentlemen, the other night I was looking at old holiday photos, years when I felt sharp, energized, and really just present. And it hit me. Somewhere along the way, I stopped feeling like myself. I stopped feeling like a real man. And I was tired all the time, skipping workouts, putting on weight, falling asleep on the couch, and even my driving wasn't as sharp as it used to be. And I kept telling myself, I'm just getting older. It's just life. But what I didn't realize was that it could be low testosterone. And guys, at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with low T just like you may be dealing with. And within just a few weeks of doing their treatments, you'll feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve, as will those workouts. And the sex drive that everybody deserves to have will significantly be enhanced as well. All I need you to do is take the low T quiz on their website. It's a simple 10-question quiz for the yes or no answers. It takes 2 minutes to do, gentlemen. Then what you're going to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They're going to draw your blood and have the results within 30 minutes. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you, so there are no excuses. Go get your low testosterone treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Hey, I'm Steffi. You may know me from your social feed. I go big for the holidays, so I'm going to Famous Footwear because the best gifts are giving famous. My friends and family are gonna love all these styles from Nike, Adidas, Crocs, New Balance, Skechers, and more. With over 800 stores, you're never far from the perfect gift. So make your list and make it famous. Come in today for buy one pair, get one half off at your local Famous Footwear or famous.com. Some exclusions apply.
Oh no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where'd I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone and... that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hey, Stoke here. If you need a hip or knee replacement surgery, check out Colorado Joint Replacement. They're home to some of the top trained surgeons in the state using the latest technology. Their expert surgeons offer the most innovative joint replacement care in the Front Range. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year, I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code from our friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much, they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season. So I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
Hellsberg Gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping.
Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse in the mirror and think, hey, I look 10 years younger. That's what happens when you stop dieting and start doing Soda weight loss.
I tried point counting, calorie counting, shots, and nothing has worked until Soda weight loss.
Soda weight loss gives you a personal nutritionist you can text anytime.
Everybody's great here. Everybody's encouraging. There were some times where I felt down and they brought me back up. If you stick with this program, you will lose weight and you will get to your goal weight.
When you sign up for Soda weight loss, your partner joins for free.
If you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and yes, look and feel 10 years younger, this is your moment. No meds, no gimmicks, just real results with real support.
Remember, sign up now and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
This season, everyone's talking about what they deliver. Packages, presents, good cheer. At Postman Law, we deliver something bigger. Over $3 billion in verdicts and settlements for clients. A team that's won before the Supreme Court and results that change what's possible for families after an accident. We'll let Santa deliver the gifts. Postman Law delivers the results you deserve. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com.
Attorney advertising. Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come up the top rope with it. 1. All righty. The Broncos reached into the discount bin and came out with wide receiver Elijah Moore being signed to the practice squad. What do you think this means, if anything?
You know, what it means is Sean and the Denver Broncos are stacking up on depth. You're getting ready to go into the playoffs. We just got done doing our probability. We got a 98% chance of making the playoffs. Well, you want to make sure you have depth at that position, especially knowing who Sean Payton is. Sean Payton is a quarterback-minded coach. He wants to throw the football. So keep a strength. I'm not even going to say keep a strength to strength, but you want to keep as many weapons as possible for Bo going into the playoffs. That's the only thing I can think of is just having another veteran presence that you can lean on if something happens here towards the end of the year. And here's another thing. If Denver continues to win games, my guessing is Sean's going to let some of the players rest. Maybe that last game. So if you do that, you want to make sure that you have a couple veterans because you still want to win that game. So you're going to bring in somebody else that may know the system, may know a coach in the building, come in there, get some film, and maybe help you out even if he has to in the playoffs. That's the thing I'm thinking of right now. Like, there's no reason to add depth unless you're going to have, or add another player unless you need depth and you're making that run for the playoffs.
Yeah, it's an interesting move. Moore, he's got speed.
Yeah.
That was his hallmark attribute coming out of Ole Miss, I believe. Yeah. He was a really good player there in the SEC. A good start to his career. This guy was a second-round pick from the New York Jets back in 2021. They then traded him to the Browns in 2023 and then just sort of lost momentum for his career. He signed with Buffalo back in May after the draft. His days in Cleveland were his most consistent.
Yep.
He had like 640 yards in 2023, 538 in 2024. His best game really came against the Broncos on that Monday Night Football game where Judy stole the show, but Elijah Moore went for 111 yards. So, probably just stacking depth, protecting yourself from injury. We've seen Marvin Mims, miss some time. Could he be a Marvin Mims replacement if Mims went down? maybe, I don't know. But if all goes well, I don't think we should actually see Elijah Moore at all.
No, and the injury report hasn't came out yet. So we don't know what's really going on with the team. If there's some kind of injury that happened that none of us have heard about just yet, you're just trying to make sure that you have an insurance blanket and adding a vet that can come in and play if he has to right away.
All right, next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
Man, the Patriots just keep cruising, winning their NFL best 10th straight game. They pounded the Giants last night, 33-15. There was some moments where you're like, could this be a game? But, ultimately, Patriots, sent them packing. What do you think about the Patriots if they were to match up with the Denver Broncos?
That's going to be a hell of a game because you have Mike Vrabel, who's also a player's coach, but he's physical, right? He was a defensive player, and he's going to make sure his team is ready to play and they're physical. But also, they having a good offensive coordinator over there that's going to make sure Drake May is ready to play. I like what I'm seeing out of Drake May. He's setting in the pocket. He's stepping into his throws, stepping up, throwing with confidence, making a couple really big-time throws out there that a lot of quarterbacks cannot make. So that game, if it ends up happening, Patriots versus the Denver Broncos, that's going to be a big one. And it's going to come down to this. Who does not turn the ball over? Can Bo Nix play clean? Can he play turnover-free football? And if so, you'll win the game because I believe that our defense is going to get after Drake May. Our defense is going to force Drake May to make bad decisions, and that's what you're looking for.
Well, Drake May is not only leading the league in passing yards, but Drake May is leading the league in completion percentage, meaning that the second-year quarterback is the most accurate quarterback in all of pro football right now, completing 72% of his passes. He just is, man, oh
He's
man.
on fire.
He is. He looks the part. The numbers are there, 23 touchdown passes to just 6 interceptions on the season. That is elite MVP conversation type of territory that Drake May has put himself in. And I just did not see this coming from Drake May.
No, he's doing a great job, but I'm going to tell you this. As he went up against a defense like the Denver Broncos, that pass rush, that the resilientness of that team, Hufanga flying around kamikaze 1,000 miles an hour, does not care who he hits. All right, Pat Surtain, reigning Defensive Player of the Year. When he has to play against the Denver Broncos, it's going to be a different feel.
Well, no, you're right. He has not played against the defense quite like this one, but going into Buffalo and winning for the first time, anyone did that since the Broncos did it in 2022.
Yeah.
That's a hard place to go win, going into Tampa. I mean, he's done some really good stuff, and just 10 wins in a row is just insane. So good for Drake May. The class of 2024.
It's shaping up.
It's shaping up. I want to have maybe a deeper conversation about that tomorrow. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2, 3.
Hey, how about your Buffs? We were talking about how the football program and the athletic department maybe not in great shape, but how about Tad Boyle and the basketball program off to their best start of a season since the 1949-1950 season. They moved to 8-0. Now, they don't have some huge signature win so far, although a win over Washington is nice. They have a decent win over Providence, San Francisco, solid program. But 8-0 is 8-0.
8-0 is 8-0, and you have Tad has a young team. Tad Boyle over there is doing a great job with this team. He's changing some of his ways. It seems like it's more of that quicker, get down the court, not going to set up and just run plays all the time. Now, they still do that. But overall, they're fun to watch. High flying. They seem like they have really good chemistry. They're having fun. It's fun to watch when they're out there flying around, making dunks and hitting from the three-point line. So I just enjoy watching for what it is right now. It's like they're 8-0, so I'm enjoying that.
Saturday afternoon at a place called Moby Arena in Fort Collins, Colorado. See you at CSU at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Is the Rambassador going to be in the building?
You want to know what?
All of a sudden, you're back on the bandwagon with the Rams.
I was never off. You sound like someone on Twitter. You don't love the Rams 24/7, so therefore you're not allowed. It's like
that might have been my burner account.
It might have been. No, that's going to be a fun game up there in Fort Collins, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I really want to go. and we have our 7-year-old basketball game that I'm the coach of for my son's team. We play at noon. So it could work out perfectly where we sprint right up to Fort Collins. I don't have tickets. I'm sure it's going to be sold out. I mean, it's its own little Rocky Mountain showdown. But CSU is 6-2, so you got 8-0 against 6-2. If you don't have a ticket to that game, it'll be on CBS Sports Network. But should be a really fun one, man. Should be really fun. Okay, shifting gears here just a little bit. All right. We now know the details of Jim Mora's contract at CSU, and something isn't adding up, and it's actually a good thing for the Rams. And we'll tell you why next.
It'll be fine by dusk, but I'm telling you, baby.
There's something in the orange and blue coming to Empower Field next August. Zach Bryan is bringing his With Heaven On tour to the Mile High City, and we want you there.
Let me go.
Download the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app and click on the contest banner to enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the hottest show of the summer.
We're having an all night revival.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The holidays will be here before you know it, and for many families, that means excitement, but also stress. Between gifts, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Happy holidays from Done Right Home Improvements. Putting off that home makeover till after the holidays? Well, good, because book your project now for install after and save 16% or get a great financing deal. drhi.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. I'm going to be blunt. If your windows are drafty, sticking, or leaking, cold nights are costing you money. In January, they'll cost you even more. Window prices are going up. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is locking in 2025 pricing, but orders must be placed by December 31st. Don't let the 2026 price increase punch you in the wallet. Order by December 31st or you're paying 2026 prices. Go to windowsforyourhome.com or call them at 303-794-0490.
Colorado's favorite appliance store is celebrating huge savings during our Black Friday sale going on now. Hi, I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Craft your dream kitchen and save up to $4,400 on select KitchenAid appliance packages. Enjoy a special financing and our price match guarantee with exclusive offers you won't find at big box stores. Visit us today and experience the difference. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. Brandon Stokely here for Colorado's hometown HVAC team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Is your heating system struggling to perform and need to be traded? It has never been easier to get a quote for a new heating system. Rocks Heating and Air offers a free online heating and cooling quoting system so that you can quickly and accurately get pricing on a new system. Only at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Today at Berg Simpson, we'll get a call from someone who needs our help. We'll learn about their loved one's injuries. We'll listen to their concerns, and we'll promise to fight for them. Then we'll use our resources and experience to deliver the best possible results we can for that client. So today, when that client calls Berg Simpson, we hope they feel they've done the best thing for their family.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at O'Meara, and don't miss the payoff reduction event happening now at O'Meara GMC. Here's how it works. Your payoff's $18,000 at O'Meara GMC, it becomes $6,000. If your payoff is $14,000 at O'Meara GMC, it becomes $2,000. If your payoff is $12,000 at O'Meara GMC, it becomes $0. Over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, and 0% APR financing can save you even more. It's all happening right now at O'Meara GMC on 104th, stock TG 100701. Must qualify for all rebates.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss, presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 1043. The Fan. Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
We now know the details of Jim Mora's contract. I'm fascinated by this hire. I am fascinated by this hire, and we reacted to it before the Thanksgiving break.
It's a great hire.
It's a slam dunk hire, man.
And as a Ram ambassador, Zach, I mean,
I'm juiced. I'm juiced.
Did you come up with the money to get this man in the door?
I helped.
Okay.
I may get an online degree from CSU just to be a part of the family officially. And just like put some roots down, you know?
Hey, you bleed gold, and is it gold and green?
Yeah.
All right, bleed gold and green.
All right. Hey, real quick before we get into the Jim Mora stuff, we've teamed up with our friends at the Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive benefiting Recruiting Classroom. Now through December 20th, we're taking donations of gently used or new sports equipment. Most needed items include hockey and ice skates, as well as hockey sticks, football helmets and pads, baseball bats, and lacrosse sticks. For drop-off locations and a full list of needed items, head to denversports.com/equipment. That's stuff that's just collecting dust in your garage. Man, someone could use it. All right, so think about them. Hey, Jim Mora, we know with the contract details. And I said going into the break, something's not adding up. And that's a good thing for the Rams. So Jim Mora has a base salary of $2.4 million for 2026, with increases every year up to $2.8 million in the year 2030, which it sounds crazy. It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
It's going to be 2026 here in the next 30 days. Just crazy. He's got a signing bonus of $150K. If he gets to 6 wins, he gets a $25,000 bonus. 7 wins, $50K. 8 wins, $100K. 9 wins, it's a $150,000 bonus. 10 wins, it's a $250,000 bonus. And if he ever got to 11 wins, he would get a bonus of $325,000. If some way he ever won 12, he would get a bonus of $400,000. So, real quick, and just for, I guess, to be detail-oriented, he actually has incentives for student GPA and increased home attendance at Canvas.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. And you actually showed a picture of Coach Mora.
Yes.
And what he was doing for UConn and,
Yes.
and how that stadium looked.
Yes, and it's on my Twitter account. They were selling that place out. An off-campus football stadium. the school, UConn, is in Storrs, Connecticut. The football stadium is in like East Hartford. It's like 20 miles away. So to get those students, that fan base, to pack out, on a fairly regular basis, an off-site stadium is just a testament to the interest that he injected into that program with the wins, back-to-back 9-win seasons there at UConn. So here's what's interesting, though. All in, Mora is going to make somewhere around $3 million at CSU. That is, after the incentives that he hit at UConn, it's almost the exact money.
Wow. This is a steal for Colorado State, but it's also Mora doing them a favor, saying, I really want to be here in Colorado. That's what it's telling everybody.
Dude, this just doesn't happen.
No.
This is, on paper, considered by most people around the country a lateral football move. Typically, what breaks the tie in a lateral football move is a advancement in salary. That's how Jay Norvell left Nevada within the conference to join another conference team, because he was making like $600,000 at Nevada and they're going to pay him 1 point whatever. This is the same money and a similar football move. It just goes to show you, one, he was just, and I guess I'm like doing his thinking for him, like,
well, you're a ambassador, so you should know.
He was just ready to move on from UConn, a school that didn't have a conference, and he genuinely wants to be at Colorado State. This just doesn't happen. You just don't see this a lot in 2025 landscape of coaching.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard this. I believe that Jim Mora, before Coach Prime became the head coach, put in to try to be the Colorado Buffaloes head coach. He wanted to try to get the job because his father used to coach here.
Correct.
And so he's been wanting to come back to Colorado for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And so when the job opened up for Colorado State, well, I think that was his, hey, let's get up out of here. Let's go somewhere where we want to be, where we would love to be. I'll take the same amount of money, rebuild this program up. He'll honestly do a great job because he's an X's and O's coach, and his resume speaks for itself. I mean, at UCLA, and I know him well for playing him when he was at UCLA and he was putting his boot up in us. He was 46-30 at UCLA.
Wow.
Then he went to UConn. He was 27-23, but he had back-to-back 9-3 seasons. And then he has been to the bowl game 6 times. He's 3-3. So you're getting, if you're Colorado State and you're a fan, you're getting a damn good coach that cares about rebuilding, that cares about culture, that cares about his players, and obviously it's not about the money.
Well, man, and he said yesterday, Jim Mora did, that when the job opened in 2019 at CSU, he reached out and tried to be a part of that as well.
Yeah. So he wants to come to Colorado.
Clearly, based on what you just told us and based on what he told us yesterday, here is Jim Mora on why he took the CSU job.
This is a football community. This is a school that is committed to being great at football, and that's something that I wanted to be a part of. So it was that connection that we had and our shared vision. And as I mentioned earlier, there were other factors as well, but that was the hook. That was what gave me the goosebumps and said, let's keep going down this path. I like what I'm hearing. Hopefully they liked what they were hearing. We both seemed to like what we heard from each other, and here we are, and we couldn't be more excited.
Here's more from Jim Mora, what to expect from his teams.
Discipline, toughness, accountability. I want people that come to our games and that are our fans to be proud of what they see on the field, the effort, the intensity, the discipline with which we play, the class that we show on the field, in the community.
I'll tell you what, man, this is going to, and we'll talk more about it tomorrow, but this is going to change the dynamic of college football in the state of Colorado. And I think in a obviously a really, really healthy way for CSU. And I would and will like buy stock in that program right now. I will buy stock in that program.
Where are you gonna have that over under at? You gonna take a piss? Get on your phone. You can hit the over.
Yeah. I have no idea, and it's so early. Tomorrow's signing day, by the way. So it's like, man, it's a big day for the teams in Colorado. Yep. So we'll see what we're in store for. Here's one more from Jim Mora.
As young coaches, we all aspire to ascend. As a head coach, I've never gone any place and thought this will be the next step. I've always thought this will be the last step, and I'm very confident in saying that this will absolutely be the last step. This place offers everything to me and my family that we could ever desire from a professional standpoint and from a personal standpoint, and we just can't wait to get here, and plant our roots.
Pretty cool story. All right, Jim Mora, great stuff. Okay. Shifting gears here a little bit. And by the way, you want to react to any of that, you can hit us up, RamosLaw.com, text line 303-713-1043. Where do the Broncos fit in the Super Bowl hierarchy, according to our buddy James Palmer? We'll ask him next.
It took overtime, but the Broncos hung tough and took down the Commanders. With the playoff race tightening up, will Denver maintain its position at the top of the AFC? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. What if you could use the equity in your home to get cash fast? With no appraisal, zero hassle, and less waiting with Cake? You can. The Cake Fast Cash program is like turning your home into your ATM. People are using it to pay off high-interest debt, do renovations, tackle student loans, or cut monthly bills by hundreds, even thousands of dollars. The best part? Your current mortgage rate won't change. With Cake, you also get peace of mind. We're AAA rated by the Better Business Bureau and backed by thousands of 5-star reviews. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked Cake Fast Cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com for thousands of 5-star reviews.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for Mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for Dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at Hellsberg.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Another summer has ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Don't care for my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. And they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now. That's ending December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, vans, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction only at RollerAuction.com. That's RollerAuction.com.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Big O Tires Black Friday sale is here. Now through December 7th, when you buy 3 tires, you'll get the 4th free on select sets of tires. It's the biggest sale of the year, only at Big O Tires.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Embers Golf, where your passion meets the green.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, Tuesdays, right around this time, we check in with our guy, friend of the show, James Palmer, a long-standing NFL insider. And James, welcome back to the show. You know, for a couple months rather, I was not really embracing the Super Bowl conversation. Like, okay, like, no, this is an awesome season, but let's not just triple jump our way to the final game of the NFL season and say that, you know, Broncos are going to go win this thing. At a certain point in time, I just put my hands up on the roller coaster and am enjoying the ride, and I'm here. I'm like, why can't this team win the Super Bowl? Where are you with this big boy conversation?
I'm with you. And you know what kind of pushed me over the edge was a real spicy Sean Payton after that game. Like, you know, like he has that mindset right now. You could see where it was. We didn't escape with a win. We're playing for the number 1 seed. That's a silly question. Like, they're right in the mix of this because of the way the AFC landscape is. Like, we know how good New England is playing. I know there's a caveat of, you know, they haven't played a whole lot of, you know, gangbusters. The group of quarterbacks that they've played this year, go look at the slate of them. It's not great, but man, they're smashing people.
Right.
Like they're blowing people out. So there is that argument against the you know, they're not playing anybody. But Denver's right there. And when you eliminate, and there's a chance it happens this weekend, guys. Like, nobody wants, I talk to people around the league nonstop. Nobody wants to play the Houston Texans. And that's who Kansas City has this weekend. And if Kansas City loses that game, I think they drop to a 12% chance of making the postseason. And so that would eliminate Patrick Mahomes in your path. And the Bills, that offense, even though they ran the same play a gajillion times against the Steelers, they still have a ton of issues offensively and stopping the run defensively. And Lamar Jackson and that offense just haven't been the same. And there's some rumblings, and I hate to say it, Phil, you're a running back. Just, it had to happen at some point. Derrick Henry just doesn't look like the same guy that we've seen. And he's Thanos, man. It had to happen at some point. But like, the Ravens just don't seem like that. So you're eliminating all of the you know, 3 of the 4 horsemen in the AFC essentially at the quarterback position. So it's anybody's game. I look at where Denver's at right now, and I was going through the playoff simulator we have at The Athletic is unbelievable. The Broncos could essentially win this Raiders game and lose out and have a 99% chance of making the postseason, or just win the Chargers game at the end of the year and they're into the postseason. That shows you where they stand in the standings right now, and that, yeah, there's a realistic path to the Super Bowl for the Denver Broncos. They're not just a playoff team because of the way the rest of this AFC is shaping up right now.
Now, James, we talk about the Super Bowl, but in order to get to the Super Bowl, you had to go through the playoffs. Well, last year we got to the playoffs, the Denver Broncos, that is, but we didn't have a run game and we didn't have a tight end. This year, tight end seems to starting to kind of get going, but we don't seem to have a run game now. Can we still get to a Super Bowl if we don't have a run game?
I think that's hard, but I would say the team that topped the AFC does not have a run game right now. New England's run game is borderline non-existent. It's not very good. Now, their quarterback play is outstanding, so there's that to be said. But I would think you would have to have some semblance of making sure teams respect the run game. I think that's a really, really big part of it. You've seen Dallas be really, really good with it, even when they're down in games and they still run Javonte Williams, so teams have to respect it. It's essentially how they beat Philly, I'm told, in the second half, is making sure that you show people you can run. I don't think Seattle has a very good run game, but they run the football. So I do think, Phil, that Sean had a really good point after the game when there was a question about the running backs. And he kind of said it's not about them.
Right.
It's about where he put his money. And he put his money in that offensive line. And that to me is where their mindset is right now. If we can open up holes, we can have the right run game where we can maybe just put ourselves in third and manageable on a more regular basis. If we can have just the threat that we will run it, it can help us out. I think the tight end point to you, what you said, is everything to me. They were able to show you what Evan Ingram can do in space, and what they've been looking for. I talked to Evan earlier in the season, who just told me it's taken me a minute, man, to mesh in with this whole group. And I think he was pretty honest to me. I've known him for a long time when he said that. And maybe this just took a minute. Like he's right. And they're finding that other way to attack defenses if they're going to go with a larger personnel.
James, why isn't Sean Payton receiving more credit across the NFL landscape for what he's done this year? I pulled up the odds for Coach of the Year, and it was hard to believe Sean Payton, with a 10-2 team, vying for the number 1 seed, in control of their own destiny, with a second-year quarterback that was mostly not very highly thought of, even, I don't know, today by a lot of people. He's 45-1 to win Coach of the Year behind Vrabel, Ben Johnson, Mike McDonald, Brian Schottenheimer, Dave Canales, Shane Steichen, Liam Cohen, Kyle Shanahan, and Sean McVay. Is that computing for you?
It kind of is, honestly. And you know what? Maybe this is partially Sean's doing. I mean, he's the one who was saying we're going to the Super Bowl. He's the one who was saying this team is outstanding at the beginning of the year. I mean, he came out and said it. And you look at what Chicago was expected to be in a first-year head coach. You look at what New England was expected to be in Vrabel's first year there. I mean, hell, when I was during free agency and when I was covering that this past offseason, it was like guys didn't want to go to New England. Like New England was having to pay a suck tax. Like, we're not very good. We have to overpay to get guys here. That was the perception. So a lot of times what your perception is heading into the season plays a little bit of a factor into, where you stand in those coaching odds. And then what happens during your season? I think what hurts Sean is that the Broncos have been relatively healthy as a whole for the duration of the season. That's a feather in the cap of, say, somebody like Kyle Shanahan, who has done a ton with absolutely nothing. I mean, everybody has been injured on that team. Shane Steichen's expectations were borderline nothing with that Colts team. So I do think, there were higher expectations for this Denver Broncos team. Like, they were expected to win. And most of the time, when teams are expected to win, their coaches don't win Coach of the Year.
Correct.
Andy Reid doesn't win Coach of the Year.
Right.
Mike Tomlin doesn't win Coach of the Year. Bill Belichick doesn't win Coach of the Year. And so it's when you do something with nothing, and I think this might be a testament to the roster, that they don't have nothing. They have a good roster. And then the other part would be the only knock on this Broncos team right now is the up and down play of the quarterback, and that is Sean's spot. That is Sean's thing. And so I think that's part of why he's sitting where he's at, and maybe that's lower than he should be. But some of these guys are coaching with far, far less this year.
Very interesting.
James, the name of the game is win. So maybe if Sean continues to win, he can win Coach of the Year. But with that being said, did the Commanders lay out a blueprint on how to defeat this strong defense that we're all praising? When you're going through this game, you're seeing the Commanders run on this defense. You're seeing the Commanders open up, have a couple big-time plays. Do you start to scratch your head?
Yeah, certainly. I listen, the Broncos are my fantasy defense. I was very disappointed. We got 1 point over here. The Bo Nixons, because my son's name is Nixon. So the Bo Nixons over here got 1 point from the Broncos defense. And then that kicker for New England goes out there and gets 1,000 points against the Giants. I lose by a point. I can't believe it. But listen, I do think there's something to be said about coaches that know each other really well, Phil. How many days did Cliff Kingsbury go against Vance Joseph? Like, how many days in practice did you see that off, OC versus DC in Arizona? Like, if anybody knows what VJ does as a defensive mind, it's probably Cliff. I mean, maybe more so than anybody in football. So I do think that's part of this a little bit. And at the same time, I do think what did we just see from the Rams this past week? I made a declaration that the Rams are the best team in football, and they go and lose to the Panthers. Like, you're allowed to have a clunker once in a while. We're not going to see Matthew Stafford get 3 turnovers in a game very regularly this season. And I don't think you're going to see Denver play that way very regularly. I think there was a good scheme. I think we also forgot that this team went to the NFC Championship a year ago, and they just got healthier. Like Terry McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, like Zach Ertz is still playing at a really high level. I hope my boy stays on the field for a couple more years because he's still doing it. Like they have some issues for sure, but they were a talented team, and I think Cliff knows VJ really, really well. I think that played a part.
All right, great stuff as always, James. Actually, real quick, about 45 seconds left. If you were to pick the Super Bowl matchup right now, who would it be? And you can always reserve the right to change your mind because we still have runway left in the season. But right now, on a Tuesday, December 2nd, who would it be?
You know what? I think my NFC team is a lock. I think that still is the Rams. I just don't know if New England can do it. So out of the AFC, listen, we'll do this. We'll say, since we started the conversation with should Denver have an opportunity to think Super Bowl, I still think they do. And I think with the defense that they have, with the way that they play in crunch time, I'll go Rams Broncos right now. That'll be my call. Rams Broncos will be my call. I still think the Rams are the best team in football.
Yep. I happen to agree with that last point as well. Okay, great place to leave it. Appreciate you joining us. Already looking forward to next Tuesday. Be well, man.
Let's go. Hey, Raiders. Let's just get past the Raiders. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. All right, there he goes. That's our dude, James Palmer, a longtime NFL insider, covers the entire league, but definitely an emphasis here in Denver. Okay, shifting gears, I do want to circle back. I have a question, yes, as it relates to Sean Payton and his standing within the NFL, but also within Denver sports. We'll have that conversation coming up next.
Fresh off their bye week, the Broncos beat the Commanders and recorded their 9th straight win. With a pivotal stretch of games ahead, do Sean Payton and Bo Nix have the offense dialed in and ready for a playoff push? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
It's holiday season again, which is great, but also a time of great stress. Planning and paying for friends, family, bills, gifts, etc. can make what should be the best time of the year into the most stressful. At U.S. Mortgages, we want to help reduce stress and debts. Lock in our below-market 4.75 5-year fixed, 5.81 APO.
Wait, you have a 4.75% fixed rate for 5 years?
Yes, and it comes with our lowest rate for life program. If the market improves after you close, even as little as 0.5%, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. And there's no limit to the number of times you can use this. Lower your bills and stress, save money, and no payments until January of 26. Plus, access up to $15,000 in cash benefits just in time for the holidays. Call us now at 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. See website for complete details. License number 392126.
Heads up, pros. Now's your chance to unlock deeper savings. The Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred pricing can help you save thousands on the products your business uses the most. But the current benefit ends November 15th. Don't miss out. Registration for the new program is free and easy. Just bring your tax ID or business or contractor's license to the Pro Desk. Register now to lock in the best wholesale prices before it's too late.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one. And now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, guys, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. Interest rates are competitive, and home prices have been stable. That means you can find a great deal while locking in a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, with home equity building over time, your investment grows, making home ownership a smart, long-term financial decision. If you continue to pay rent, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage, and you don't need 20% down. You could be in your new home with as little as 3% down. Plus, they offer down payment assistance programs to make home ownership even easier. So call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Visit our Denver Clearance Center during our Black Friday sale going on now. Save up to 75% on name brand appliances like Whirlpool, KitchenAid, GE, and Bosch. With unbeatable prices on top quality appliances, now is the perfect time to upgrade your home. Don't miss out on these exclusive deals. Visit us today at the Denver Clearance Center. When you think appliances, think Mountain High Appliance. Open 7 days a week.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you. Just how good is Pure Talk's current deal for unlimited wireless? Well, you might say it's the deal of your lifetime. Because right now, for just $29.95 a month, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for life. Not your phone's life, your life. This is Pure Talk's top-tier plan. It comes with a crazy fast 5G network along with a 30-gig hotspot. And at just $29.95 a month, there has never been a better opportunity to lock in a ridiculously low rate for as long as you live. And save thousands and thousands of dollars along the way. This plan is normally $65 a month, but if you switch today, you will save over 50% every single month for the rest of your life. See what I mean? It really is the deal of your lifetime. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. Offer ends 12/7. Some restrictions apply. Details at puretalk.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain. Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at spineone.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go! Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Really good conversation with our guy, James Palmer. Appreciate him joining us. I asked him the question, and I think really a fair analysis why Sean Payton wouldn't be more in the Coach of the Year conversation. Now, I can't go all the way with it, but if you're looking for theories why Sean Payton would be so far down the list, surface level or face value, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay? Sean Payton is the head coach of a 10-2 football team that is absorbing the largest dead cap in the history of the sport. and he's doing it with a young quarterback in year number 2.
Yep.
One of the least, if not the least, thought of quarterback in that draft from a year ago. A lot of people still just don't believe that Bo Nix can play. And he's 45-1 to win Coach of the Year. Behind Vrabel in New England, behind Ben Johnson in Chicago, behind Mike McDonald in Seattle, behind Brian Schottenheimer in Dallas, behind Dave Canales in Carolina, behind Shane Steichen in Indianapolis. Sean Payton has longer odds to win Coach of the Year than Liam Cohen there in Jacksonville. Kyle Shanahan has a better shot to win Coach of the Year than Sean Payton, as does Sean McVay. And
I can't get on board with it, Zach.
No,
I just can't. And I know you're going to explain what James Palmer was talking about. It just doesn't make any sense. This is all about the coach that's doing well. You just laid it out there with things going on within Sean Payton and what he's having to do to build this culture back up. And yet he's behind all those coaches. Like, make that make sense to me. Like, to me, that it seems like somebody that doesn't like Sean. It seems like something that's more than just football to have so many coaches in front of him. And that's just me. But Sean has probably burned a couple bridges.
Well, I mean, honestly, Phil, like, these are odds makers. Odds makers don't really have big opinions. They just try to set the odds as and even the market to take the most action as they can from all these people. It was an interesting theory from James Palmer saying, well, because Sean called his shot and set the bar so high for the Broncos verbally to the national media in the preseason, maybe that bled into the expectation of who they were going to be. Because Coach of the Year it's a narrative-based award. It's like, what kind of story are you telling? And James is right. More oftentimes than not, it doesn't go to the team with the most wins. It's what have you had to overcome? You know, what is your story? And I think that maybe because we're so far removed from the Russell Wilson exit, maybe it's not on people's mind anymore that you're still absorbing the largest dead cap in the history of the sport. So maybe it's not top of mind, but 45-1 for the team that's in control of their own destiny of the number 1 seed in the AFC seems just too much. It seems too much. Question for you. Is Sean Payton the top coach in Denver sports right now?
In Denver sports, yes, I believe he is, and here's why. When it comes to Sean Payton, and we just kind of got done talking about it, he had to rebuild this team up. He had to rebuild this culture. He handpicked his quarterback. He got rid of Russ. There was a bunch of drama there. He is still taking on a bunch of money that they're giving to Russ, so he doesn't have all that money that some of these other teams do to kind of rework their roster, although they've done a great job of paying the players that they want to stay. Sean Payton is the ultimate team builder, and he paints a picture, and he goes out there and he makes it come true. So when you're looking at all that, the wins and how he's built up, and it's been 8 wins to 10 wins to now he's already at 10 wins. He has a chance to go to a Super Bowl this year. He has already done it before. He has a resume. Yes, he's the best coach in Denver sports. Now, I will say this, Jared Bednar, I don't want to be disrespectful because that man is a hell of a coach too, and he has his own resume and his own journey. But when it comes to the Denver Broncos and what Sean Payton has done with this team, it's amazing and has us all believing that they can win a damn Super Bowl this year. So, yes, Sean Payton is the man.
Man,
I feel like
Bednar's won the cup.
Yeah.
But he's failed to make it out of the second round in 7 of 8 years that wasn't that cup season. But context matters, too. He inherited a disaster. He inherited the worst team in the NHL. That 2016-17 season, Avs were 22-56, a 48-point season. Just bad. Had him in the playoffs the next year. You know, a few years after that, they're winning the cup. Sean's won a championship, but it wasn't in Denver. But also, man, he inherited
a bad football team
in the worst era of their team's history. Yes. And immediately it was like add water and stir. The Broncos were relevant with a playoff berth on the line with Russell Wilson in season number 1 here.
And Bednar has a lot of firepower. You're talking about one of the best skaters in the world with Nathan McKinnon.
Yep.
And you got Kale sitting right there, and now you have Netches, and that's why we're sitting here saying cup or bust for the Colorado Avalanche. We weren't sitting here saying, hey, it's either Super Bowl or bust for the Denver Broncos.
True. For
a lot of people, they're like, hey, we're still ahead of schedule. That's why I would say that Sean Payton is the best coach here in Denver.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. That's a good point. And at Bednar's disposal, he inherited like the number one pick in the NHL draft in Nathan McKinnon. And you draft McCarr in the top 5 as well. I think he was the 4th pick, I want to say. The Broncos have never picked at the top of the draft like that. They've never been bad enough to have that top pick. I know going back to maybe Von Miller going 2nd overall or whatever. But, yeah, it's interesting conversation. But if we're doing like a power ranking, well, see, the thing is, Bednar's team doesn't lose.
Yeah.
Bednar has the best team in the sport right now. The fact that we can have this conversation is healthy. Is healthy. What's not so healthy is the trend forming within the Denver Nuggets. And we'll talk about it next.
It was a back-and-forth, penalty-filled battle, but the Broncos walked away victorious thanks to an overtime touchdown from R.J. Harvey and a game-saving stop by Nick Benito. With another gutsy win under their belt, has Denver proven that they have the makeup of a championship-caliber team. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Annuities, non-advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop our Black Friday event for up to 65% off in-store or at hellsberg.com.
Hey guys, it's Zach By here. This holiday season, give your home the gift of beauty and comfort with 50-80 Exteriors. For a limited time, enjoy 20% off your windows or siding project. That's right, premium craftsmanship, stunning curb appeal, and energy efficiency. All at a holiday savings you can't miss. Call 5280 Exteriors today or visit 5280exteriors.com to schedule your free consultation. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality. Don't wait. This offer ends soon.
It's time to pack the CU Event Center for Colorado basketball. There's an alley-oop to that. The Buffs are back, and single game and group tickets are on sale now. Come cheer on your Buffaloes as they take on Big 12 powerhouses like Arizona, Kansas, Texas Tech, and more. Groups of 10 or more can take part in exciting game day experiences. Grab your tickets today at cubuffs.com/tickets or call the CU Athletics ticket office at 303-492-8282.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because it's Soda Weight Loss. You could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
I used to dread those pictures. I'd position myself behind someone taller or make sure I was holding a plate so nobody focused on my belly. But that was before soda. Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. And they make it simple. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
Soda Weight Loss is built for busy people like you.
I lost 82 pounds in just 16 weeks, No hunger, no drugs, just steady, real-life progress with the nutritionist who helps you every step of the way.
That's why Soda has nearly 9,000 Google reviews. And right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today, and your partner joins free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Cake Mortgage Corp. Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. Are you a first-time home buyer? Are you trying to lower your existing mortgage payment? Do you need cash from your equity? For most people, getting a mortgage means endless paperwork and weeks of anxiety. But with Cake Mortgage, our process is simple, fast, and hassle-free. Whether you're purchasing, refinancing, or looking to tap your home's equity, our team guides you step by step so you always know what's next. Our thousands of 5-star customer reviews will tell you no one can do what Cake can. So stop stressing and start saving fast with Cake. Your fresh-baked Cake home mortgage is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com. To learn more now.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
The giving machines are open now through the new year in the Cherry Creek North Holiday Market on 2nd Avenue and Fillmore Street. An inspiring way to participate in the act of service that lifts our neighbors locally, globally, and blesses people on both sides of the glass. Touch lives with one touch.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX, Rocks Heating and Air.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and
be paying attention and watching the games.
Just watch.
Because to watch the games is to be frustrated. Like, there's no way that someone sat down for 2.5 hours last night and watched the Dallas Mavericks with the worst offense in the entire NBA come into Denver and score 131 points and beat the Nuggets on their home floor by double figures and isn't frustrated. So I'm frustrated here, Phil. And we have a trend developing with this team right now. One, defensively, they would have lost to any NBA team last night. Any one of them. Pick them out of a hat. I don't care. They would have lost to any NBA team last night.
I feel like you're talking about the team from last year when it comes to defense. That's something that we talked about where it comes to effort, closing out, contested shots, trying to put pressure when they're at the three-point line. That's something that the Denver Nuggets did not do a good job of last night. The effort was just not there.
No, it wasn't. And I'm going to use the word now that I've used or had used repeatedly last year. It was unprofessional. It was unprofessional. They've now lost 4 games in a row on their home floor to a bad Bulls team who scored 130, to a bad Sacramento team that scored 128. To a San Antonio team missing their MVP candidate, Victor Wembanyama. The Spurs scored 139 points on the Nuggets. And Dallas, the single worst offensive team in the NBA, comes into Ball Arena and hangs 131 on the Nuggets. And, me watching the game, I can't care more than the person on the court,
For sure.
playing defense.
You're sitting there drinking a cold one, hoping that the players on the court do their job that they're getting paid to do.
Yeah. I don't know what to say. The Nuggets' overall record is good. 14-6. After 20 games, you've won 14. But I'm telling you, there is some glaring issues that, and let me just say this, like the Nuggets are 14-6. They have the NBA's best player. They have the best player walking planet Earth. In the game of basketball, only 5 players play at one time. So when you have the best player in the world, like this was always going to be, the Nuggets record. It's not whether the Nuggets are going to be good. The Nuggets are going to be good as long as Jokic is in his prime, but they're trying to unlock and achieve greatness. And I'm seeing the approach being so far removed, like losing 4 games on your home floor in consecutive order against bad teams is wild for a team that has title aspirations.
It's the bad team part where you're not handling business. And I don't want to hear, well, are some of our better players are not playing. I don't want to hear AG is not playing and Christian Brown's not playing. When you're going up against bad teams and you have the best player in the world, you should be able to at least win those at home on your home court.
Correct. And you're losing to a team like San Antonio without their best player. You're losing to Dallas, and I didn't hear this get mentioned enough today. P.J. Washington did not play. Daniel Gafford did not play. Derek Lively did not play. Kyrie Irving hasn't checked into any game yet this year. So, they're missing starters. They're missing starters the same way that Denver is. And so, it's just it's frustrating to watch. And it's got to be maddening to coach. But under that umbrella, David Adelman, when you asked me before the season started, before the first game ever tipped off against Golden State, you said, hey, I know you're bullish on the Nuggets, but if you had a concern, what would it be? I said 2 things. One, the lack of athleticism with this group. This is not a young, spry team anymore. It's a older group that doesn't really check that athleticism box. And it's David Adelman. And I think that so many folks within Nuggets Nation or people that do this job were in a rush to anoint David Adelman. Why? How? And they said, well, he got him to, play hard in the playoffs. Well, everyone plays hard in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hold guys accountable over the course of an 82-game season when they know you? They've been around you for years, but now you're in this elevated role. And he does not want to be coming hard on guys. He wants the players to police themselves. And I understand that to a degree. But this element, I'm concerned.
So do you think he's giving the players too much freedom as a coach?
I
Because
do.
you have,
I do.
The old coach that was a hard ass. He was going to make sure that you felt his presence. He was going to call you out. And a lot of people didn't like that. The players did not like it. Now you have David Adelman sitting here with a different approach. And yet it doesn't seem like that's quite getting through to the team. And so what needs to happen? What do you want to see from David Adelman?
Man, it's tough to say because I don't want him to try to even come close to recreating Michael Malone, right? But I want to acknowledge also, when we talk about Michael Malone, let's not let how it ended here in Denver define who he was here in Denver. This is the greatest coach in Nuggets history.
Yeah, we tend to do that a lot as human beings.
He's the greatest coach that the organization has ever had. Most wins, only title, full stop. So, but I'll tell you, right now, this team needs a little bit of that Michael Malone flavor to hold them accountable. To, a little bit of sandpaper, a little bit of grit. This can't be... a
pillow fight.
No, it can't be. and I know that he doesn't, want to blast the team in public, and that's taking a page of Malone's anyway. But it's he's got to figure it out because you're 20 games into your head coach tenureship, and it was always a question for me, always, whether this was the right fit because you are in a unique championship window, and you're a coach who's never actually done the job before. So I'm still hopeful. It's early, but I don't want to let the calendar be my source of optimism. I want the play on the court to be that source of optimism. They're a good team right now. They're not a great team.
Well, I look around the NBA, and specifically I'm looking at the Thunder. And I'm like, can we compete with them and beat them in a 7-game series? And right now, the answer is no.
No, right now the answer is no.
We don't play good enough defense. We're not consistent enough. Our bench play is still not consistent enough. We don't have the athletes, and we don't have the coaching experience. Now, it's quote-unquote still early, so let's see how this transpires. But that's the only thing on my mind is, isn't this more of a championship or bust type of year? Isn't that how we kind of approach this?
1,000%. 1,000%.
This isn't looking like a championship team where you have the Thunder that are just blowing everybody out.
Yeah. I mean, the Thunder have played 21 games. They're 20-1.
Come on.
And you talk about their, the Nuggets not having all their guys.
Yeah.
The Oklahoma City Thunder's second best player, an all-star, all-NBA caliber player, has not played in a game yet this year.
That's insane to think. Truly. It's sick.
They're winning by an average of 16 points per game. They've won 12 straight. That's your competition. And here's why, and no one wants to talk about this, or they're just not knowledgeable enough on the subject to have this information. But the Oklahoma City Thunder are only going to get better, Phil. They are still getting paid back the draft picks from the Clippers from the Kawhi Leonard trade. Why is that important? The Clippers are actually, the Paul George trade. Excuse me. The Clippers are actually were on paper supposed to be decent this year. Anyone paying attention to this? They're 5-16.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Guys,
they are.
The Thunder, listen close. The Thunder are 20-1. Their second best player hasn't played in a game yet. And if the draft were today, check this out. If the draft were today, the Thunder would have the 5th overall pick. But it's not done because they also have a pick coming from Utah. And they also have their own pick. Right now, the Thunder at 20-1, if the draft were tonight, would have 3 picks in the lottery. This is your neighbor. And your response to this in this season is an unserious approach on a fairly regular basis. They're 6-4 at home. They lost 7 games at home the title year.
And the body language from Jokic is just, I'm just saying, when I'm watching the game.
He's not happy, Phil.
He's not a happy person.
He's not happy. But here's the thing, too, is like Jokic is the greatest player in the world, but that doesn't also mean he's not, he's above criticism. His approach needs to be better and more aggressive and serious and more domineering. Like, they go as you go. So, like, Jokic is nonchalant half the time. It's like, man,
they pick it up a little bit.
And while we're here, I want to stay consistent with my energy.
Okay.
I do not like when these players are doing in-season podcasts.
And you said this before.
Yes. It doesn't matter who we're talking about. Yes. I don't like it, okay? I don't like it. You are paid hundreds of millions of dollars to play a sport at a high level, not be a podcaster. And you know how much I love Cam Johnson. But if I have that same energy with these other different players, including Pat Surtain.
Yeah.
Yesterday it got announced that Cam Johnson's the new host of the Old Man and the 3 podcast.
And we lose the game.
And I just don't like it. I don't like it. You've been here for 5 minutes. You struggled mightily out of the gate. You're finally figuring it out. And the big announcement yesterday is that you're the new host of a podcast. I love Cam Johnson, but I don't like this. And I'm not picking and choosing, where I'm going to be critical of these guys.
To help you out, you've always been on the, don't do a podcast, especially during the season.
Yeah, you have a job to do.
After the season,
do whatever you want.
I'm with you on that. It's like, let's stay focused on what we are truly here to do. That's to play games, win games, and try to win a Super Bowl, a Cup, and an NBA Finals. Like, that's what you're trying to do. And right now, when it comes to the Nuggets, it looks like there's times where they're taking an unprofessional approach.
Yeah. And why isn't JJ Redick doing the podcast anymore? That was his podcast. Why isn't he doing it? Because he's got a job to do. Frustrated, man. Sky's not falling. Long season ahead. But, man, it's hard if you watch the game, to watch the games right now. I was saying the same thing last year. And it's like, to watch the games is to be frustrated. If you're spending 2.5 hours of your time and watching them against the Bulls, against the Spurs without Wemby, like
Kings
against the Kings, right? These teams are riding 6 and 8 game losing streaks, coming to Denver and getting right in Denver. What?
My man said getting right.
It's true.
Yeah, for sure. That's insane.
God almighty. All right, what are the updated projections saying about the Broncos' chances to be the number 1 seed in the AFC, to play in the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl? Also, one thing within the Broncos that still needs work if they're going to go on a run like that. Also, we found out details today about the finances of CU Boulder under Deion Sanders. And we got problems, Houston. We'll get to all of it as we are on the doorstep of over a half hour of consecutive commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan at Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. We're taking donations of new or gently used sports equipment through December 20th. Head to denversports.com/equipment for a list of drop-off locations and most needed items. And help us spread some cheer this holiday season.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Cunahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions and bring you a special Black Friday offer.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal. And now, as a special Black Friday offer, you can get a free gutter inspection, plus up to 35% off. This is our best offer of the season. Unlock it now at leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Don't care for my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. And they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now. That's ending December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, vans, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
The Wilhite Law Firm handles accident cases differently. If you're injured, we'll drive to your home, return every call, and keep you updated. After an accident, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit wilhitewins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Here's Denver's champion wide receiver, Benny Fowler, with Shayna and Dylan Williams.
Benny, when you caught that pass for the 2-point conversion at the end of the 2015 World Championship game, did you realize you were making Denver football history?
And that was one of the final historic career passes of one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time?
No, when you're in the moment, in the flow, you just go. You're trying to execute. It didn't sink in at first, but then it hits you, and then you feel so blessed.
You made Denver football history.
Well, I just did my job. You guys make history every holiday season at Williams Jewelers.
How so, Benny?
Every gift from Williams Jewelers on Christmas morning is historic. I can promise you, they'll never forget it. Friends, this holiday, go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, and you will make a little history too. And hey, tell them Benny sent you.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, on the corner of Bellevue and Broadway, where Colorado shines.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Cudarelli Vision. I wore glasses for a long time, but when I started needing reading glasses to see menus, text, read stats, to see my computer, I decided to go to Dr. Cudarelli at Cudarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. It was a game changer for me, and it could be for you too. Join Dr. Cudarelli for a live webinar December 10th at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from Cudarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cudarelli and have him answer all your questions about RLE, like what is refractive lens exchange? How is it different from LASIK or EVO ICL? Why can't you develop a cataract after RLE? Cudarelli Vision is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's your right time for RLE, like he did me. So register for the webinar at coloradorle.com. It's December 10th at noon. coloradorle.com.
Life happens, and then debt happens. Your laptop dies when you need it most. A hospital bill hurts more than an injury. Enter End Credit Union with a free debt consultation and a plan built just for you. End is here to help you break the debt cycle and get your finances on track. Debt happens. End helps. Schedule your free consultation at end.com/coaching. Standard account and credit qualifications apply.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Need a new water heater? Euro Plumbing has lifetime warranties, great financing, and low pricing. 720-500-3000. 720-500-3000.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer. Exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney. Tuesday afternoons on The Drive. And Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth. All season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, rolling downhill here on a Tuesday. Goodness gracious. You got some knuckleheads that work here, man.
We got some feisty people in the building today.
So funny, man.
What happened?
Oh, gosh. We are running down the show, man, and I'm going to be running to Empower Field next August because there is something in the orange and blue coming to Empower Field. Zach Bryan, ZB2. We call him. ZB2 is bringing his With Heaven on tour to the Mile High City. All right, Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan has your chance to win a pair of tickets to the show on August 13th. All you have to do, check this out, all you have to do is download the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app.
That's all.
And click on the banner to enter. Man, it's a sweet app. I use it every day, very user-friendly. You can take us with you wherever you go, all right? If you would like to purchase tickets, head to denversports.com/orange for more information. Okay, quick update on some of the Denver Broncos numbers here. All right, we've been doing this segment midweek for years during the football season. And we draw from ESPN's Football Power Index, which gathers every data point known to man concerning the game of football, puts them in a computer, simulates the season tens of thousands of times, and this is what you get. The Broncos currently have a playoff probability of 98%.
Oh, we're in that thing.
And
we're in the dance.
I know that's probably a foregone conclusion for most people, but we've been doing this segment week in, week out, and it's just really cool to see a percentage or hear a percentage at 98% likelihood. Crazy.
Since we've been working, we haven't been close to this. Now, I want to say the last time it's been this close, where it's 98%. You have a 98% chance of getting to the playoffs, was 2015 with Payton Manning. And we ended up winning the Super Bowl because of that. So I'm excited. I'm like, we're here. Sean Payton's probably telling his team right now that, hey, we're in the playoffs, guys. But where do we want to be? Do we want to buy or do we want to be in a wild card? It's in our hands. Like, the choice is yours.
Yep. Well, we'll see how the rest of the season unfolds, but 98% playoff probability. Chance that the Broncos win the AFC West for the first time in a decade is all the way up to 86% likelihood. Chance that the Broncos are playing beyond wild card weekend, whether it's by way of a bye in the first round or winning a wild card matchup, the chance that the Broncos are playing in the divisional round is 71%. Super healthy. Chance that the Broncos play in the AFC Championship game, so in the NFL's Final Four, is all the way up to 35% likelihood, second highest number in the entire NFL after only the Rams.
Zach, they're right there. They're right there. And I said this earlier, and I'm going to say it again. I wish I could be in their shoes, try to win, so that I can wear a T-shirt saying that we won it, saying that we're going to that next step, the Super Bowl. That's all I ever wanted to do. That's anybody that plays a sport, you want to win a championship. And the damn Denver Broncos have a chance to do it. Now, they got to stay healthy. They have to find ways to win. Players make plays. Players win games. But if they continue to handle business like they have been and finding ways to win, dude, we're all going to be excited to see the players out there wearing their T-shirts, holding up a small little trophy and letting them know that, hey, things are real. If you continue this, you have a chance to get to the Super Bowl, possibly win it.
Well, speaking of that, the probability that the Broncos win their matchup in the AFC Championship game and play in the biggest game in American sports, the Broncos have a Super Bowl probability to play in the game of 19%. So nearly 20% likelihood by the odds. Second only to the Rams again, that the Broncos are playing in that game. Chance that they win the Super Bowl, 8.7%. Third highest after only the Rams and the Green Bay Packers, believe it or not, according to ESPN's Football Power Index. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Fast forward, it's going to be the Denver Broncos and the Rams. That's going to be a really good game. Defense versus a dominant offense and a Hall of Fame quarterback. That's what I want to see.
That would be nuts. Okay, can the Broncos go to the Super Bowl with this current run game?
Ooh, Zach, no. I'm just going to put it out there. As much fun this is to talk about going to a Super Bowl, everything has to go right. The health, having the right pieces, having a run game, having a tight end. It looks like our tight end is starting to turn the corner with Evan Ingram. He's starting to get involved. He had 79 yards, was more explosive, had a 41-yard run to help set up the game-winning touchdown from R.J. Harvey. But if we cannot run the ball in the playoffs to dictate the game, to control the clock, to control the line of scrimmage and be physical, you're not getting out of the playoffs. You're not going to a Super Bowl. You have to be able to go into a game plan knowing you could be balanced. You have to be going into this game in the playoffs knowing that the defense has to respect the run so that they don't just sit there and play 7-on-7 and make you one-dimensional. So in order for us to win, R.J. Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Bidet, they're going to have to step up. The offensive line is going to have to do a little bit more. Maybe they're going to have to widen the holes a little bit more. I know that's asking for a lot. It's hard to do. But something has to give. Bo Nix, he's going to have to utilize those legs just a little bit more. But if we do not get a run game going, we will not get to a Super Bowl. Hell, Zach, we may not win that playoff game. We've already been down that road. We didn't have a run game, and we did not have a tight end, and guess what? We got blown out. So something has to give, and we have to get this run game back on track.
Well, man, right now, if you look at some of the numbers, it tells a story about R.J. Harvey that I don't know if it's actually reflective of who he's been. Now, it's his rookie season, so we're still gathering information on R.J. Harvey, but like his importance is massive right now for him to figure this out, or for someone in that room to figure it out, whether it's Jaleel or Bidet. If you look at Harvey's touchdown totals, okay, he's got 8 total touchdowns. That's tied for the 5th most by a rookie running back in Broncos history. It's also tied for the most by a rookie this NFL season. Sunday marked the 2nd career multi-touchdown game. He became the first Broncos rookie running back since the guy I'm sitting across from, Phillip Lindsay, to have multiple games with 2 rushing touchdowns. That's That's amazing. I don't want to take that away from Harvey at all.
You got to score points to win games. So it's very important that RJ Harvey is scoring the points.
Correct. But it's also like context is king. And so when the Broncos get down to the 1-2 yard line over the course of this season, it's Sean Payton calling in RJ Harvey when it was Dobbins, and right now just still giving him the opportunities to punch it in. When it's him on a down-to-down basis running the ball, and I know I've been critical for probably 2 months of RJ Harvey, and I know that his sample size isn't incredible, but he has got some opportunity. He's got 3 runs on the season. All right, we're in December now. He's got 3 runs on the season that went for 10 yards or more. His explosive run rate, which is defined by this stat by 10 yards or more, although you and I had a discussion, man, a really explosive run.
I'm saying 20 yards. You could say 15.
Yeah, I've said 15
want.
in the run game, 20 in the passing game, but you view it as a forward back of 20 yards.
Yes, if you're explosive and you're getting past that line of scrimmage, getting past the linebackers, getting to the safeties, maybe a little bit past them, you're usually going to get a 15, 20-yard gain. That's explosiveness to me. It's not 10 yards where everybody is still in front of you. If you're explosive, you're getting out there. You're running inside, making somebody miss, and then you're getting out there, and you're feeling that speed. That's what I want to see. That's explosiveness.
So I mostly agree with you, even though I'm 5 yards off on what I consider an explosive run. Whatever, it's semantics. But for this following stat, it's defined by 10 yards or more, which is even lowering the bar of explosive run rate. Harvey has an explosive rush rate of just 4%. So 4% of the time this season he has ran, one of his carries has gone for 10 yards or more. That's the third lowest among players with at least 50 carries, and there's a lot of players here in December that have carried the ball 50 times or more. It's not a lot. So for him to be the third lowest in that category, this is supposed to be his strength. And, man, it's got to change, and if it doesn't change, you got to find someone who can do this job better.
You definitely have to make a change, and I'm with you on that. RJ Harvey is going to get the benefit of the doubt. Sean Payton handpicked him. He's a second round draft pick. That's why in the red zone, he's going to get the opportunities. That's why he's scoring touchdowns that are very creative. Right? Sean is finding ways to implement him in this offense, which is fine and dandy. But when it comes down to getting the yards, to breaking tackles, to being explosive, being electrifying, RJ Harvey has to find that within himself. Sean can't help you with that. And if you get into this Raiders game, which, by the way, the Raiders are down and out. I'm not saying that the Denver Broncos are going to blow them out, but they should be able to move the ball against the Raiders when you have one of the best offensive lines in the league and you're running downhill. So RJ Harvey should be able to come up with some type of yards this game. And if he does not, then you have to turn to someone like Jaleel McLaughlin, who you know is going to run hard. You know he's going to get downhill. He does have breakaway speed. Now, he needs to show it. He needs to break a tackle. But if he does that, and he does break that tackle, he has that 4.3 speed to take it to the house. So does RJ Harvey. So both these running backs need to start making plays. That's what I want to see. You have an offensive line. That's what irritates me, Zach. You have an offensive line. Everything that you want, you have. That's why J.K. Dobbins signed here. He knew what was in front of him, and he took advantage of it.
He did.
Now you're a young rookie that has a chance, if you're RJ Harvey, to solidify yourself as a starting running back moving forward for next year. What do you do with that opportunity? Because if you don't get it done this year and we don't end up getting to a Super Bowl because of the run game, that has to change. You're going out there and finding somebody else to replace that running back. This is all about what have you done for me lately and what can you do for me right now?
Well, good conversation. Question from the RamosLaw.com text line 597. Throw your name on it. Would love to give you a shout out. Is it totally unreasonable to think that J.K. Dobbins will return to the team in the playoffs for a playoff push? He's not coming back.
No, it's different, man. When you've been out for months, you're coming off of a foot surgery. Now, for J.K., you can be optimistic. You can go back out there. But if you go back out there, are you the same version of yourself? You're out of shape. You're worried about your foot that's still healing. You don't want it to happen again, because what happens if you go out there and you pop it again? Then you're out for probably the next year. And now you're really considered hurt prone. So for J.K. Dobbins, what's in his best interest is just to get healthy for next year. Maybe he comes back for the Super Bowl if that's what he wants to do, but just get healthy for that next year.
Man, oh man, oh man. And let's not forget, all right, the last time the Broncos played the Raiders, it was a 10-7 slog. okay? And Dobbins ran for 77 yards, all right, averaged about 4.5 yards a carry.
That's where he got hurt, actually.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. The next leading running back was R.J. Harvey, who with his 4 carries went for 9 yards, and one of them went for 7. So it was 3 carries that went for 2 yards outside of that. And that was very similar to this past week because his first carry went for 11 yards, and that was encouraging. The other carries beyond that went for an average of 2 yards per carry. So it's got to get better, unless just Bo Nix just continues to go to the moon and the Broncos have the 2015 defense, and maybe it won't matter. But here's what I know: since Dobbins went down, the Broncos are averaging in the 50s in terms of rushing yards per game from running backs. And the average Super Bowl champion going back over 25 years averages about 114.
Even that 2015 year, Zach, you still had Anderson, CJ Anderson.
Yeah.
And you had to respect the run game. You still had Ronnie Hillman.
Yep.
So you were still respecting that run game. You weren't respecting Payton as much as you usually would because of his injury, but you still had to stop the run, because if you didn't stop the run, now it opens up that play action. That's what Sean Payton wants to do. He wants to do play action. In order to have play action be successful, you have to run the damn ball.
This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo! Put me in, coach.
How many yards a game does prime Phillip Lindsay average behind this offensive line?
I'm not trying to be cocky, but with this offensive line,
I'm seriously asking you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably getting close to 100 yards as long as you give me 14 carries. I got to have at least 14 carries.
I had 95 yards in my head.
Oh, yeah, I'll take 95.
Because someone was asking, on the RamosLaw.com text line, Phil, how much do you think you would average? Would you average over 100 yards a game?
I mean, come on. You're getting one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. They're pulling guards. They're pulling tackles. That's a running back's dream, and that's exactly why J.K. Dobbins signed here. And look what J.K. Dobbins is doing. When J.K. Dobbins is healthy, he's one of the best in the league. But he's very patient. He's explosive. He breaks tackles. So, I'm going to have to be a little cocky and say I would at least get, like you said, Zach, 95, maybe 100. I'm breaking one. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
The mentality for me is I'm breaking at least a 15, 20, 25-yard run.
Totally.
Every time I touch the ball during a game, there's going to be a big-time run.
Well, we'll see if they're able to make the best of what they have, here moving forward. But it's going to be vital, man, as the weather gets freezing. You have the defense to do it. Pass game has been up and down. We'll see if they can figure out this run game, and we'll see. I just hope that Sean Payton does not grip too tightly to his initial vision for R.J. Harvey and is open and receptive to what his eyes are actually seeing. And if it means making a change and putting your shiny toy as a secondary option in the ground game, and if it means promoting someone like Jaleel or even Bidet, I think you should be open to whatever. The goal is too attainable and too far more important than placating to an initial vision.
Zach, this is not about Bo Nix, about R.J. Harvey. This is about the Denver Broncos. This is about Broncos country now. Sean Payton has an opportunity to do something that hasn't been done here in a very long time, but also do something that will solidify him as a Hall of Famer. And that's get back to a Super Bowl. Do you think he's going to let R.J. Harvey or even Bo Nix get in his way of that? I think that he understands that at some point, if this is not working out with R.J. Harvey, you have to move on. Now, I'm not saying that you bench the young man. What I'm saying is you go with a different type of running style or different type of running back and keep R.J. Harvey in the role that he would be in if J.K. Dobbins was still healthy.
Right.
And you move on from there. But Sean wants this as bad as anybody else because he can solidify himself as a bona fide first ballot, I want to say Hall of Famer if you win another Super Bowl.
Dude, he is a first ballot. If he wins another one, now he'll probably get in right now, with his resume right now, but he would have to wait a bit, like a Coach Shanahan or a Tom Coughlin or guys of that ilk. But he would probably eventually get in because of not only he won a Super Bowl, that's not good enough to get into just winning one, but him turning around a Saints organization over a decade and a half period, and what he did with Drew Brees, and then coming here and having the Broncos in the playoffs and all that stuff. But if he wins a Super Bowl, you're talking about him being at the big boy table of coaches in the history of the NFL. And there have been coaches who have tried to win at multiple stops, win the Super Bowl at multiple stops. And, Bill Parcells and others have tried. No one's done it yet. No one's done it yet. And if Sean becomes the answer to that trivia question that could get asked 80 years from now, and the answer is Sean Payton, I mean, we're talking about it's if this happens, it's the Broncos' exceptionalism. They are just a cut above organizationally. They are a blue blood. And if they win another Super Bowl with a third different coach, a third different quarterback, in addition to John Elway and Peyton Manning, in addition to Mike Shanahan and Gary Kubiak, I mean, it's just that next level.
And so with all that, I don't believe that Sean's sitting here thinking, like, I got to keep running RJ Harvey. I got to keep predicating things towards this young man. If he's not ready to go, he's just not ready.
Right.
And it's move on and next man up, because we have to win now.
Yep. And the Broncos have been able to win here these last two games without a top-tier running game, but will the offense cross over into a territory where they're a bit overexposed without Dobbins? We've only had 2 games without J.K. Dobbins. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So, we'll see how this plays out. But, yeah, man, it's massively important in terms of the Super Bowl. You want to win the Super Bowl, 59 yards from running backs, it's not, that's probably not going to translate. Shifting gears here just a little bit, okay? I want to talk about the information that we found out today from USA Today, okay? And it involves Colorado, the Buffaloes, and Deion Sanders and their finances. Now, I started talking about this about a month ago because USA Today wrote this really long, not like expose, but really dry, detailed story that honestly was freaking 15, 17 pages long. And I know a lot of people didn't read it. I did. And what I learned in it was that this idea that Colorado Boulder under Deion Sanders is printing money. And I've heard that phrase or some version of it so often over the last year or two, that just how well they're doing financially. It's not true. It's not true. And today we had some of the numbers actually come out through Brent Schrottenborn from USA Today that adds actual texture to the conversation. All right. The University of Colorado's athletic department is projecting that it will run a $27 million deficit during the current fiscal year ending in June of 2026. In addition to needing $12 million in institutional support from the university itself, including over $2 million in student fees, okay, according to budget figures obtained by USA Today Sports. And I put this out there within the last month a few times. We talked about it a few times that the university is having to cut a check to the athletic department to keep it afloat.
Yeah.
Now, this is not unique to CU. I want to make sure I emphasize that, and have in the past. A lot of athletic departments lose money. But what we learned today is CU is about to lose the most money in the history of their athletic department under Deion Sanders, in an era where people are thinking in their heads that they're making a ton of money.
Yeah, the money's just being printed over there.
It's the opposite. It's the opposite. And I am deeply concerned about just the overall finances for CU and what it could mean here over the next couple of years from a ripple effect standpoint.
When you say deeply concerned, you're saying that if things don't get turned around, because what it seems to me is winning cures everything. When you're winning, for the most part, you're going to bring in money. And Coach Prime seems to be able to do that if he's winning. he brought in a lot of money that when he first got here, and he had the 9-win season last year with a Heisman winner. But the reason why you're bringing this up is all the money that they're making, they're dishing back out, whether it's to Deion Sanders himself making $10 million a year, the coaching staff that is full of NFL Hall of Famers that are going to want their money from trying to figure out how to pay these kids. So there's a lot of money being dished out along with supposedly coming in.
Right. It's one of these things where, like what could the ripple effect be? You know, could it be a loss of a sport?
Zach, we don't. I say we because I'm an alum.
Yeah. You should.
We don't have a bunch of sports up there anyway. It's not like we have a swim team and a baseball team, a lacrosse team. Yeah. We don't have that.
Hockey.
Hockey's another one. So we don't have a bunch of sports up there anyway. So who are you going to get rid of? What sport are you going to get rid of? It's crazy to think.
Yeah, and the university came out and told the USA Today that they're not going to cut a sport. But when asked how they are going to pay for these expenses, if not the university paying for it, they said, quote, the mechanics of that are still to be determined. It has never, and this is according to the USA Today, Colorado has never reported a deficit this big before, which could potentially leave the athletic department in need of more than $41 million in subsidies from the university. Again, including the institutional support and student fees. The projected revenue for the fiscal year 2026 is $137 million, but the projected expenses is close to $165 million. And the biggest expense, according to the USA Today, is the football program at $60 million. And so I know someone out there is like, wait, how the hell would it be $60 million? Well, you're trying to raise the $21 million to give back to the students. But most of that money is going to the football players, all right? And then there's this other $10 million bill, going to Deion Sanders. So already you're at $30 million plus. That's not counting Warren Sapp and Marshall Faulk and Pat Shermer and Robert Livingston and the rest of the staff. And then you're talking about travel and expenses and all this stuff. Man, it just adds up so quick. And I think the biggest thing here is Deion and the Buffs have to win, and they have to win soon. Or this new athletic director, man, he's going to be entering the chat with real obstacles in his way. And with that said, all this stuff had to have been known by Rick George, obviously. He's the athletic director.
For sure.
And, he knows what's underneath that hood. And, man, it's probably, and I'm not saying any fault of his at all, but it's probably not a coincidence that he's walking away right now as the athletic department is bleeding money in the way that they never have.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't you? You end up making this hire. It was a splash hire at the beginning. It makes Colorado relevant again. Your contract's coming up if you're Rick George. Do you really want to do this again? And then you start to look at these numbers and say, okay, how are we going to get this money? And then now you're looking at these games and you're 3-8. And it's like, what's getting ready to happen here? And on top of that, you're paying Coach Prime a lot of money, $10 million a year, and he's still dealing with health problems. So you don't know what's going to happen with that. So if you're Rick George, you're like, man, I've done a lot for this university in general, just being here from the start. I'm out of here. I made this hire, which was my guessing was going to be his last hire.
Yeah.
And I'm out of here, and somebody else is going to have to do this. Now, with that being said, whoever comes in there, he's going to have a heart-to-heart talk with Coach Prime and, honestly, everybody else, the other coaches around the athletic department to see what needs to happen. But if we're going to get the money, it's coming from the football team.
Yeah.
So Deion's going to have to buckle up now, find the right coaching staff, not friends, but the right coaching staff, and he's going to have to get a little dirtier. I know he's a cornerback, but he's going to have to get dirty now and find a way to win these games. It can't be 6 wins. It has to be the 9 wins again.
Yes.
You have to get the fan base back in there. I don't want to see at halftime a bunch of college kids taking their shirt off, waving it around because they're bored.
Yeah.
Like, we're here. We're here to watch Colorado be great again, correct? So for Coach Prime now moving forward, this is it, man. This is a performance-based business, and you know that better than anybody. You got to go out there and perform.
Well, it's interesting, and again, we're just learning these numbers today, and I want to emphasize again, like I did 10, 12 minutes ago, they're not the only athletic department in the country that loses money, but it's also simultaneously true that they've never lost this much money. They've never needed help from the university in this type of way. So, yeah, as Vic Fangio said, winning cures more than penicillin. If the wins come, this is going to be fine because the enrollment for the university will continue to, it'll be a high demand, quote unquote, cool place to go. They'll be able to raise tuition for the out-of-state kids, and the school will probably not have any, big gripe about writing a check to the athletic department for their deficit. But if the losses continue to pile up and CU was more of a flash in the pan to that kid from, New Mexico or, Syracuse, New York, and they're not coming from around the country to pay that top dollar to be a part of that university, man, it could be very, very problematic here. It could be very problematic. So they're going to have to win. They're going to have to win soon, because here's where these athletic departments around the country get in real trouble is when they're operating at a deficit and then they have to pay the coach to go away.
Yeah.
And you're paying that big buyout number. So, you'll see universities like Penn State. I bet you, or what's even a better example, LSU. I bet you LSU, despite all the money that they make, are going to be operating at a deficit this coming year because they had to write that check for Brian Kelly and all his staff to go away. But in time, LSU is probably going to figure it out.
It's a brand. The brand itself is gonna print money for them.
Yep. So it's just it's a really interesting time. I encourage you, if you have the time, Google this and read this report for yourself from the USA Today.
Win.
Yeah.
Win. Just win.
And by the way, that $20.5 million that you're trying to raise to give back to the athletes because they won the house settlement thing, that puppy, it continues to rise. It's going up 4%. So that number is only going to grow. So you're going to have to find the money to achieve that number in addition to the whole thing.
So you're going to have to find a way to get to that amount. Then you have to find a way to do some NIL money. That's the only way to keep these kids nowadays. You got to have a little bit of money. So it's a lot. So whoever the next athletic director who comes through that door for Colorado, they have a lot on their plate. And they're going to have to take a step back and really see what needs to happen. But no matter what, Colorado football has to win.
Yeah, they do. That's the bottom line. And we could talk this thing in circles, but at the end of the day, they just have to win. I want to read you an excerpt here before we move away from this topic. This is from the USA Today's article that came out today. Quote, at Colorado last year, the university projected a small but growing budget deficit for the campus starting in fiscal 2027. It even told faculty and staff to move forward by, quote, being comfortable with being uncomfortable. This has led to concerns about how football is paying for its new big expenses. The Roger Pelk, an emeritus professor at Colorado, who previously taught sports governance and in the CU athletics department, he said, quote, with a lame duck athletic director, talking about Rick George on his way out, with a lame duck athletic director, a dismal football season, who knows what to happen with the transfer portal, donor fatigue, the distancing of football leadership from football alums, the prospects for making much of a dent in that deficit seem very slim. That would mean the university will have to fill the gap, end quote. So the future is uncertain. The future is uncertain. But it can become certain with winning. I just don't know. I don't know if Deion Sanders is going to be the guy to spearhead that.
He has no choice. You're being paid a bunch of money. You're being paid like a top dog to go out there and produce. He has no choice but to give Colorado those wins. So go out there and do what you have to do to win. Bring in the right people with the right mindset, the right type of players with the right mindset, the right coaching staff with the right mindset. Let's start with college coaches, not NFL players, not NFL coaches. Only 1% make it to the NFL.
Right.
So let's just be in the now. Start with getting college coaches that can coach these kids to help win football games.
Yeah. Real quick on the RamosLaw.com text line, a lot of football programs cost the university money. We've emphasized that multiple times.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's what's needs to truly the point that needs to be driven home. There has been the notion that Colorado is printing money. There's a difference between being off on something and then something being the opposite of true. If you thought they were printing money and they were actually losing a few $1,000,000, like you're just off the mark. If you think they're printing money and they're literally operating at the largest deficit in the history of the athletic department, that's the opposite of true. So they've got to get this ironed out. They've got to get it ironed out. Real quick, do you think that Deion Sanders will hit the recruiting trail in a way that he has not up until this point?
Yeah, I do, Zach. You know what? I think at this point you're desperate for anything. You're desperate to find a way to get the right kids in. And so now he may change things up. I mean, he may have different coaches out there doing it. Hell, he may do what you want him to do, where he goes to a couple of these players' homes just to check in on them to say, hey, I really want you to come here. The thing about that is it's hard because a lot of these players are transfer portal players. A lot of them are already older. So you may go to their house, but a lot of them are going to want the money. That's what they want.
Yep.
And so for Deion, maybe it's trying to help. Maybe it's helping the athletic director and going with him, whoever that is, to find a way to get this money in the building. Maybe making appearances like that to help your case to get some NIL money so that you can get some of these top players in that building and have them stay. He'll get them in the building, but can you keep them there? Can you keep them there and have them sign that letter of intent? That's what you're wanting.
Man, he needs to do that as like a requirement. Because there's two types of kids that hit the transfer portal. There's kids that flame out of their current situation.
Yep.
Or there are kids that kill it who are looking for the bag.
Yep.
CU doesn't have the bag to give. So you have got to find a new angle because the current angle has not worked. So from the coaches that he's hired to the approach in recruiting, we'll see where it goes here moving forward. Okay, shifting gears here. Broncos brought in another wide receiver today. What does it mean for Denver moving forward? We'll talk about that coming up next.
It'll be fine by dusk, but I'm telling you, baby.
There's something in the orange and blue coming to Empower Field next August. Zach Bryan is bringing his With Heaven On tour to the Mile High City, and we want you there.
Let me go.
Download the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan app and click on the contest banner to enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the hottest show of the summer.
We're having an all-night revival.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Welcome to Cricket Wireless. Santa?
I've got to get Mrs. Claus a gift or I'm in a whole lot of trouble.
How about a single unlimited line? Only $35, plus a free Moto G 5G.
Dude, you're a lifesaver. Here, take a present.
Says it's for Timmy in Des Moines.
Never heard of him.
Join Cricket Nation and get a single line for $35 per month, plus a free Moto G 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Requires activation of new line on select unlimited plan or higher. Pay $40 first month. New lines only. First month service charge. Tax to its sale fees. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
You could save thousands of dollars on the products your business uses the most with the Home Depot's new Pro Extra Preferred Pricing. Registering is free and easy. Just have your tax ID or business or contractor's license ready. But don't wait. The current preferred pricing benefit will end on November 15th. Visit your local Pro Desk to register now and unlock the deepest savings on the products you choose.
Hey, bro. Weirdest thing is happening at the game. This guy sitting next to me says, "You're our good luck charm." Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. Now his entire family wants to buy me Bud Lights. I think I'm some kind of a football prophet. Talk soon. The team needs me.
Anything for Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you don't think doing a quick and free check of your finances is worth it, let me share this recent customer story. Jason and Barbara H. from Denver called us wanting to see if they could save money. Credit was okay and there was a good amount of debts. Their fear was another lender they went to first, shame on them, told them yes in the beginning and then denied them during the process. When they called us, we not only approved the loan, we saved them $3,900 a month.
What? $3,900 a month?
Yes, this couple just saved $3,900 a month by calling U.S. Mortgages. And best of all, with our lowest rate for life guarantee, if the market improves in the future, even as little as 0.5%, they can redo the loan and increase their savings further without any lender or appraisal fee. You could be our next success story. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Dan Jacobs for 303 Law 4040, and I'm here with that beautiful voice you hear on the other end of the phone. Oftentimes when you call 303 Law 4040, it's my lovely wife, Kimberly. Kim, I know you and I had so much fun the other day. We actually met with a couple that had been in an accident up north in their house the other day, and Randy was so excited. He's like, I can't believe it. It's the lovely wife. She's right here in my kitchen.
He's too kind. It was so really great to meet him and his wife and his pets and just be able to help them.
I think it helps that when you answer the phone, when people call 303 Law 4040, it makes things, I know calling a lawyer can be scary, but I don't know, your soothing voice just makes it a little bit easier.
Well, you know, I just want to help. That's all. And I know how to do that.
I love the holidays. I always like to wish our listeners happy holidays. Would you like to do so as well?
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful new year.
And I hope you never need us, but just in case, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. AdvancedHair.com.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Denver Broncos reached outside their wide receiver room today and brought in a name that I know a lot of NFL fans know, a lot of Bronco fans know, because what he did to them on Monday Night Football last year.
Is it Jerry Jeudy? Is it Jerry?
Could you imagine? Man, oh, gosh.
We're bringing him in.
We talked about Jeudy yesterday, man. Him freaking out on Shedeur Sanders. I wonder, I would love to be a fly on the wall with those offensive meetings with someone like Jerry Jeudy, and even after an interaction like that, like, what's the next step? Because obviously the clip was going viral, and now you have to see each other again.
I would hope that Jerry Jeudy is growing up, goes to Shedeur and says, I was wrong. I should not have done that to you. I would hope. And for Shedeur, I think Shedeur's just like, dude, like, I'm flooded. I'm trying to figure this out. That was my second game as a starting NFL quarterback. In the cold, by the way.
Right.
So it's just a bad look.
It was.
And it's the Browns.
It's like perfectly just encapsulates that situation over the years.
Yes.
And so, yeah. But Elijah Moore, was second fiddle to Jeudy when he was giving the Broncos basically the biggest payback game like we've ever seen. But Elijah Moore in that same game went for 111 yards. And this is a player that was a high draft pick, second-round draft pick. New York Jets, they traded him to the Browns. He winds up in Buffalo, doesn't really produce, and he was out on the street. But the Broncos bring him in out of the cold, and he's going to be signed to the practice squad. What does it mean to you, if anything?
Zach, it means that they're trying to secure depth, that they know they're on this playoff run, that they can win it all, but you want to have some type of veteran presence in there just in case a receiver has to go and play, just in case someone like Marvin Mims has to sit out because of an injury. Maybe you have someone like Elijah Moore that can come in, play that role, but also do some punt and kick return duties as well because he's a speedster. He has speed. That's what it looks like to me. It's just adding depth to that position because he's out there and you can do it.
Well, I think you're probably spot on. Just a little bit of protection, in case you need it, in a way that they didn't operate with the running back room. Yeah. Probably just a layer of protection, little insurance just in case someone goes down. I think best case scenario, we forget Elijah Moore is on the Broncos at all. Really, and these players just continue to move forward and grow. These pass catchers I'm talking about, and this becomes a moot point. And maybe invite them to camp next year.
Well, the only way I want to see, or the reason why I want to see Elijah Moore is because maybe Sean's resting his guys at the end of this year.
Okay.
That they secure the spot, they get the number 1 seed, and they're like, hey, look, here you go, Elijah Moore. Get you some game footage, some film out there for 31 other teams. And also, this is going to help keep our receivers, our players healthy and ready for this run.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, did you see my guy this past weekend?
You have a bunch of guys.
I do have a bunch of guys.
Just like a bunch of teams. You're ambassador for everybody. Indiana. Who else? Who else was your ambassador?
It could be Texas sometimes, for sure. CSU at times.
Of course.
No, but Devon Vele.
One of Dave Vele.
Vele, this past weekend, not only produced and played at a high level, but had a couple highlight catches. One for a touchdown. He went for 93 yards this past week. 8 targets, eight catches. For 93 yards and a touchdown. So it's good to see him,
Pour one out for Vele. He's doing his thing.
One out. And Elijah Moore, just to bring it full circle for the ripple effect here, Elijah Moore becomes available because the Bills moved on from him because Brandon Cooks becomes available. And they bring him in and then move on from Moore. So we shall see if that has any impact whatsoever on the Denver Broncos, who this week have the Raiders, who last time we saw these two teams play one another, it was an absolute slog. It was a rock fight.
It was.
A 10-7 Thursday night football victory. Even though the Broncos won the game, it almost kind of feels like a payback game still, even though they won, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. And for the Broncos, is this is the time to start moving forward. I know that the Patriots have a soft schedule, but one thing the Patriots are doing is they're handling business.
Yeah.
They're putting points on the board.
Yeah.
Can the Denver Broncos do that against a Raiders team that's down and out? Truly, they are done. They're ready for vacation. They're going to put up a fight. as long as they can. But once you start putting points on that board, you start being physical with them, they're gonna cash out. They're gonna tap out, throw in the towel, and you should be able to have your way with them towards the end of that game.
Speaking of the Patriots, if the Broncos had to play the Patriots, how would you be feeling?
That would be a great matchup. That would be – I would feel – honestly, Zach, I would feel really good. One, we're more battle-tested, the Denver Broncos, that is, just with the schedule and in the fourth quarter comebacks. But also when it comes to defense, I know the Patriots have a really solid defense. But when it comes to Drake May sitting in that pocket, Drake May hasn't seen a defense like the Denver Broncos yet, and how feisty, how resilient this bunch is, and how physical they are. So I think Drake May is in for one if we end up having to play him, and it's gonna be trouble for old Drake May in that offense when it comes to the Denver Bronco defense. Zach, I feel good about us beating the Patriots.
Yeah, I would.
How would you feel about it?
My first question would be, where's the game being played?
Yeah.
Is this game in Foxborough or is this game in Denver? And we just don't know yet because this thing feels like it could be coming down to the wire. Man, Drake May is playing at such a high level.
He is.
Like you're talking
He really
about,
is.
like he's in the MVP conversation. He is the most accurate quarterback in football. It's not Josh Allen. It's not Patrick Mahomes. It's not Matthew Stafford. The highest completion percentage in the NFL belongs to Drake May.
But has he seen a pit bull mixed with a werewolf before in his life?
He hasn't played. He hasn't played this type of defense.
Yeah,
he has not played this type of defense. But the Patriots defense, dude,
they're good too now.
They are legitimate. I was looking at the power rankings earlier today. These things come out on Tuesday, and I pulled up ESPN's, and they have a new number one. It's not the Broncos. It's the Patriots. It's the Patriots with the Rams at number 2 and then the Broncos at number 3.
All right.
So
You're right there.
Yeah, right there. No doubt.
Time will tell.
No doubt. All right. What did we learn today in Denver sports? That's how we'll finish up next.
It took overtime, but the Broncos hung tough and took down the Commanders. With the playoff race tightening up, will Denver maintain its position at the top of the AFC? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about how you're feeling on this Tuesday. Seriously, how are you feeling? How is your energy? How's your spirit? How'd you sleep last night? Maybe you're feeling sluggish. That energy is a tank's at empty. Maybe your sleep patterns are off, all right? You don't make it to the gym the way that you used to. And when you do make it there, you're just not as productive as you used to be. And hopefully because of these dynamics, you're not putting on weight or maybe even feeling sad or depressed. Guys, these symptoms, believe it or not, can all be tied back to low testosterone, which happens to us men as we age. You didn't do anything wrong, but go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com and take the low T quiz on their website. Simple 10-question quiz, yes or no answers, takes you 2 minutes or less. But from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A Colorado licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options, all right? There's never any pressure. Cost of the appointment is just $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test. And if you sign up for testosterone treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is completely free. Fellas, don't spend your life wondering if you're suffering from low testosterone. Go take that low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Red Rock Roofing.
Red Rock Roofing stands for greatness, which is why their free inspection videos offer you valuable knowledge and peace of mind about your Red Rock roof. Red Rock roofers use only the finest roofing materials on the market, installing roofs that'll stand up to all Colorado weather, and they'll even upgrade you to impact-resistant shingles at no cost. Call 720-735-ROOF. Visit redrockroofing.com.
Red Rock Roofing. Standing for greatness.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with Todd Whalen from Advanced Tax Solutions. Well, Todd, it couldn't last forever. The government shutdown is over. The IRS is back and ready to roll. What does that mean for folks who have an IRS bullseye painted on their back?
Well, Mike, we've seen this once before. They were completely closed during the pandemic. And what happened? They came out with their gloves on and started levying people. So now, if you have an IRS problem, it's way better if you can get a solution before you get the levy notice. You have more options, you have more time, we have the ability to do a better job. So if you're ready and it's time to get this iris problem off your back, now's the time.
All right, Todd, I get it. The IRS is back. They mean business, but you know what? You mean business too. You've been doing this for a long time. You're ready to help folks out with all of their IRS tax issues. Give Advanced Tax Solutions a call today, 303-753-6040. That's 303-753-6040.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Jim, it's late in the half here at Empower Field, and things are coming down to the wire at the concession stand.
Nachos are a solid choice, but Grant needs to finish strong here.
He scans his wallet and pulls out his Broncos checking debit card for 10% off.
Wow, savvy move. And with no surprise fees, he won't regret this order.
I don't know, Jim. That's a lot of cheese. Bank like a Bronco with Broncos checking from Int Credit Union. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Don't care for my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. And they have one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now. That's ending December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, vans, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's open for bidding right now, ending December 3rd at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because it's Soda Weight Loss. You could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back.
Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. And they make it simple. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that works.
And right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today and your partner joins free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Happy holidays from Done Right Home Improvements. Putting off that home makeover till after the holidays? Well, good, because book your project now for install after and save 16% or get a great financing deal. DRHI.com.
Tune into Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan presents The Tribe with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Tuesday. Friend of the show stopping by that you'll hear more from over the next hour. It's the scrappy one. The scrapster.
Here we go.
Scrap Peterson. What up, Will?
What up, boys? How we doing?
Doing good. How are you today?
I'm great.
Good to have you. Good to see you. What are you hot on today?
Man, Phillip Lindsay saying crazy stuff.
Oh, really?
That's what I'm hot on.
What did he say today?
Like 5:03 p.m. He's like, well, J.K. Dobbins could come back for the Super Bowl, but that's up to him if he wants to. Are you kidding me? If they play in the Super Bowl, J.K. Dobbins is playing, my friend. This is a guy who openly talks about how he makes the playoffs every year and has never gotten a ring.
Yeah.
If the Broncos go to the Super Bowl, he's playing. Remember, Sean Payton last week, unprompted, on a question about Drew Sanders, which, by the way, ghost of Drew Sanders. Like, does that guy still exist?
Dude, it's so far past the initial timeline that we were given in the summer, and we've never really gotten an update on it.
So he got asked about it last week, and he goes, yeah, he's got a shot. And then another guy, J.K. Dobbins, he's got a shot. So unprompted on a question about Drew Sanders, Sean brings up, nobody brings up J.K. without a reporter's question. Not only will J.K. Dobbins play in the Super Bowl, Phil, I'm going to make a prediction today that J.K. Dobbins plays in the divisional round either January 17th or January 18th.
Wow, really?
Will, what injury did he have?
I think Liz Frank.
Okay.
There's no way he's playing if it's a Liz Frank.
Okay.
No way.
That's a surgery. That's a major surgery. Honestly, Cephaleufa had it USC, and he was out for the season because it's a ligament that you have to sit down and put your leg in the air to rest. So you don't want to mess with ligaments. So you're telling me he's going to speed up the process to something that he can't control, go out there and get tackled on it and be okay and also be in shape?
Yes.
Come on, Will.
No.
Why would Sean bring it up?
If it is a Liz Frank, okay, which I don't think that's been reported yet, okay? If it is a Liz Frank, there's no way he's playing. Hey, you want to know about a Liz Frank? Ask Stokely. Stokely's got it. ACL, Achilles popped. He said worst injury he ever had was Liz Frank.
Liz Frank, yeah.
So it's why did Sean do that? Why did Sean say that? I don't know why Sean says a lot of the stuff he says, but yeah. So I just wish I'm not going to go down the road anymore.
Yeah. I just love Phil framing it as if he wants to play in the Super Bowl. How about drove off the damn road?
If he wants to do it, I guess he can go out there and do it. But
It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but also for him, he wants to stay in the league a little bit longer than just a Super Bowl. He wants to be able to finish off his career the right way. And that may be get a little bit more rest.
Why did Gabe Landeskog play 20 games on a shredded knee during the 2022 playoffs? Because he knew that was his best chance to win a cup, and it cost him 3 years, but he won a cup.
But Gabe was still able to skate. JK can't run. He cannot put pressure on that foot.
Super Bowl's in 2.5 months. A lot can change.
This is a moot point. He's not coming. He's not coming back.
I'll put a steak dinner on it.
Really?
That if they go to the Super Bowl, J.K. Dobbins plays in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
100%.
You're going to have to buy me a steak like your father before you, Mr. Marilat, who had to do it twice.
How's Daddy-O doing, by the way?
Let's do that. Let's do that thing.
All right, are we
Super Bowl,
shaking?
Steak dinner.
Oh, there goes the shite.
Big boy steak dinner.
Big boy.
Like right here in the tech center.
Right down the street.
All right. I like this. I like this. Hey, what are you looking for tonight in the Avs game? I'll say, we were talking about this during commercial break. Vancouver gives the Avalanche a little bit of a problem.
Yep.
They do, but Vancouver also stinks. And the Avalanche have just been rolling right now. And Valerian Nichushkin's playing, guys. First time since November 11th. He has been fine for the Avs this year, but not spectacular. You're just adding another piece to an already loaded lineup. And what happened over Thanksgiving? That day game Friday, day game Saturday. Yeah. Gabe Landeskog scores 3 goals in 24 hours, including that goal in Minnesota, guys. That was the Avs' best goal of the season.
Dude, I wanted to make a video about that because that shift that he had, that was Friday night, right? I think it was
Friday
afternoon.
Night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Friday afternoon. Like that shift that he had was inspiring, gritty, 10 other adjectives where he is battling, losing a battle, getting knocked in the face, getting up, continue to battle, fan down at the first time. Okay, and then you see the primal scream after he scored that goal and the emotion behind it. It's like, that's why the C is on his chest.
Mm-hmm. And also, that's why he's healthy. Like, he's doing the right things to get back to being healthy, and now he's out there moving around better than he ever has. Now, of course, there's certain games where he looks like he's not the same, but, man, I'm excited to see what he looks like here moving forward.
Well, and think about it. He had 2 goals going into Friday. He now has 5.
Crazy.
I mean, if Gabe Landeskog is a real piece for the Avalanche, which he's trending toward becoming, you're getting Nichushkin back. You're bumping Ross Colton down to the third line, who has played well.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows they're a wagon. You don't need me to tell you they're a wagon. But that Boston points record, most in a season, 135, the Avalanche might break that. They are on pace for the most points in a regular season in NHL history. Wrap your mind around that.
It's just insane. It's hard to comprehend. And man, oh man, it's getting really exciting.
What is more likely to happen? The Denver Broncos break the sack record, or the Avs get the points record?
It's a good question. That's a good question. I'd say because the Broncos are so far along into their season, that would be the tiebreaker for me. That, I mean, you have a bad week for the Avs, that could derail, that proration or that prorated, arc, if you will. So I would say the Broncos sack record. What about you, Will?
I think it's the Avs points, man, because I think they're just on a mission. They're ticked off. Nathan McKinnon told us at Media Day, well, you can't use what happened against Dallas as fuel. I think they're using it as fuel. And I think they want to make sure, like when they won the Cup, that every game 1, every game 2, game 5, and game 7's at Ball Arena. Because I maintain if that game 7's at Ball Arena last year, the Avs win. That game got out of control, and it spiraled out of control in a building they've historically struggled in, and they couldn't rally from the momentum that Dallas created. If that game's in Denver, I think it plays out a different way. They're going for the President's Trophy. They don't believe in a curse, and they may be going for the most points in NHL history.
Well, I hope they keep their foot on the gas. I don't believe that, hey, if you win the President's Trophy, you can't win the Cup. Yeah. We've actually seen the Avs do it. Was it the 2000? It was 2001. They won the President's Trophy and then went and won the Cup. I wouldn't be scared of any, superstition. You want these games in Denver, the games that matter the most. So, all right, great stuff. That'll do it for us today. Appreciate you guys rocking with us on a Tuesday. We'll be back on a hump day tomorrow, 2 o'clock sharp. We step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
Fresh off their bye week, the Broncos beat the Commanders and recorded their 9th straight win. With a pivotal stretch of games ahead, Sean Payton and Bo Nix have the offense dialed in and ready for a playoff push. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket ahead of the holidays. That's possible when you call American Financing. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and credit card rates are insane, in the 20s or even 30s. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt with rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and save money every month, all without upfront fees. Their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise without having to change jobs. Call now before it's too late at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Winter is officially here, Denver, and Hermes Worldwide is your ride to all action. Whether you're bundling up to cheer on the Broncos at Empower Field or heading downtown to catch an Avs or Nuggets game, make sure you